So welcome to day three, everyone. We are going to dive right in. What I recommend is that you go through our YouTube channel, Facebook groups, any social channels out there. You're going to probably find a replay. Catch up when you get a chance, interact, go back and do a ton of the comments and the homework and everything. So, Molly, without any further ado, let's just dive right in because we have a ton of things to cover and today's going to be heavy, y'all. I'm telling
It
you,
is.
it's going to be heavy.
Okay, it is. So I know I promised that we were going to start right with the automations today. And when we get to the training part, that is what we're going to start with. But Paulson, I think we have a couple of questions. Can we ask?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
We need to do because it also just to be clear about the strategy of this whole thing, we're live streaming this, right? So in the beginning, we've got to make sure that everybody can actually find it because sometimes we have like in Facebook groups, they hide the videos, like it takes a while. We're so grateful that all of you are here on Zoom with us. So give me a heart in Zoom right now. That way I know that you're with us. You're like listening. I can see you. Things are resonating. You know how to do the little emojis. Give us a heart. Thank you so much. I love it, Jen. Awesome. Good. Okay, so we know you guys are here. And then Paulson, do you have the link for the actual Facebook Live just to make sure we've got everybody over there? I can grab it if you don't have it. So the
I do
and
I do have it. Let me go ahead and post it into the Zoom chat.
excuse me,
Um,
I am getting over this awesome cough. Okay. So the
oh yeah, looks like Ethan already posted in the Zoom chat. So yeah, it's intentionally turned off because we want you to engage in our any of our high level channels. Okay, so then I have a software system that helps me monitor all of it. So whenever your questions, comments come in, we'll address it accordingly. Molly, I know we had a few surprises, huh? We had a few things we
yeah,
want to
so we've got
cover.
we've got a
Okay.
couple of things today that I want to make sure this before we do anything else, because there's a lot of things that'll have to happen on the back end if you say yes to this. So I was talking to Paulson, and you guys know yesterday I said, hey, if you think that you're going to want a little more support, you're going to want to ask some more questions, that maybe we would try and work that out. And as you probably heard yesterday, Paulson said, oh my gosh, I actually can't do a bonus call tomorrow. We already have things going on. And I was like, oh, okay. But Paulson messaged me this morning and said that if you guys want to do a bonus call tomorrow where we focus just on your questions, like an hour and a half bonus call, just focusing on your questions, we can work out a way to do it, but we only want to do it if you guys really want it.
Yeah,
So
give me a one in the chat in the Facebook page streaming. I need ones everywhere. If there's enough people saying one, yes, I want a bonus day. And my thought process is like we can go through a live rounds of Q&As tomorrow if there's enough people that's interested in it. So give us a one in the chat on all streaming if you want us to do a host a whole new bonus day tomorrow. It's a lot of work, by the way. I got to build out all these automations, get the teams behind it, train all of our agents. There's a lot of work behind it. So it's not easy for us to launch it just as a
and
mass.
I'm going to have to move, like, I didn't even talk to my team about it yet. So in order to do it, I'm going to have to move just one call tomorrow. So, but I want to make sure I don't want to move that stuff if you guys don't want it. If you're
Yeah.
here with us on Zoom, because we are grateful that you're actually on Zoom with the dedicated chat straight from Ethan, which is great. Again, just drop a little heart emoji up there if you'd want a bonus call. We'll make a replay of it available, but this will be really just to answer your questions, like simply to answer your questions, not to add any more content. So that'd be great. Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. So Paulson, do you think we can do
Let's
it?
get yeah, let's get started. So I'm seeing the comments come in. I need a lot more comments to be honest, Molly. Let's see.
Okay, cool.
Because there's a couple of same people commenting 5 times. So I just need to make sure enough people want it. So our teams could like build behind it. And again, like Molly said, we're not going to teach you anything extra. It's strict Q&A, including the technology stuff. So workflows, all those questions as well. Whatever you want us to, because I didn't spend enough time doing Q&A each like yesterday and the day before because we just rapid firing. So yeah, if there's enough interest, if there's enough comments in the streaming, we can make it happen.
Okay, so we'll come back and we'll update you as we get in further.
Okay.
This is also something that I like to call, this is a little nugget for you. I like to call this Whitneying. When Whitney Houston sings, I Have Nothing, you know that song? You know that song? When she sings that, she starts it off like, you see through, right? She just like kind of breathy and brings us in. And then finally she gets to that, I don't really want to look. And that's where it's like, okay, a little more oomph. That's like where we're at today, where we're like, you know, yesterday was like, I don't really want to look, right? It was a little more gritty. We kind of got into the behind the scenes of high level. We got that magic happening. And then today is where we're like, don't make me close, right? She's bringing that big belty chorus. The key change is going to be when we get enough comments and you guys like say, yes, you're ready for this, then we'll let you know whether or not we're going to do the Q&A. So
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh yeah, real quick ask if everybody can grab your phones out and post a story on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you love it. Tag Molly Mahoney, the prepared performer on all the socials, and also tag Go High Level and invite people into the workshops to watch replays and just post around it. And that's just something we're asking just for engagement because all these workshops are free. Our guests come in and give away the farm all the time. So at least if you could give us some social engagement for all of our channels to grow our business, I definitely will appreciate it. So
And
that
it's
was
been so
fun.
fun seeing those. I loved yesterday, had a little more like actual in the post that you guys shared, there was like more meat to it of what you had learned, your ahas, all of that. So just know that we are giving away so much as a part of this. And today we're going to give you the entire snapshot. And actually, Paulson, I forgot to tell you that I would love to have my team member Andy, I believe, yeah, Andy's here, Andrew Klepner, if he could be made a host also, because he's actually going to help me with the beginning of the training today.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
Andy, if you can raise your hand, I see you
No, I
there, but
see
we've
him.
got, you know, several hundred people on this. So if Andy can raise his hand, then you can get him up there. Perfect. He's doing a little thumbs up. I don't know if you can see the
Yeah,
thumbs
yeah,
up,
yeah.
but
No, I see.
okay.
I see him. I saw his Brussels sprouts post the other day. I'm
I
like,
know.
man.
Okay. And
I
that
do love Brussels
actually,
sprouts.
Andy, that actually brought me to the biggest question. Do you know what the biggest question that we had? I went through all the questions yesterday. You want to know the biggest question we had so far?
No, I would love to hear it. Absolutely.
It's what do I do with the Brussels sprouts?
Oh,
Because I
I mean, that's
forgot again. So
Yeah.
just know the Brussels sprouts are going to lead to sales, and it's actually going to be a part of the strategy that we get to today. We're going to start with the automations today, and
Mhm.
then I'm going to show you how you can use the Brussels sprout post to bring people into your high level account, which I'm telling you, maybe we'll, you know, use Andy's as an example. We'll use somebody's as an example. It's going to blow your mind. Paulson, you should post the Brussels sprouts post right now so we can use yours as an example also. Um, Okay, all of this. So Andy's actually going to help us in just a moment to get your snapshot set up in case you don't know how to do that. And I have one more thing that I want to make sure we share in the chat because we are doing one more giveaway. So if you remember yesterday, we did a giveaway and I'm still going to pick the winner from yesterday's giveaway. I'm also going to pick a winner today. And so the way that you can enter to win today, and you'll enter to win one of my books. It's called Finding My Awesome. It helps you to be able to identify your unique differentiator. All you have to do is below the video that you're watching right now. So if you're on Zoom, go to Facebook or YouTube or the Facebook group or LinkedIn, drop a comment as we're going through this with the hashtag nugget. When you comment with the hashtag nugget, and then share what the nugget was. Remember, you have to actually share what the nugget was. It can't just be nugget. Share hashtag nugget, what the nugget was. We're going to go through those and pick a winner from yesterday. We'll also pick a winner from today. And then I'm going even more crazy and I'm giving away an hour-long call with me to help you get your full pop-up system built out. And so I'm going to paste a link here in the chat. And Ethan, if you can help me get that link out to everybody in all of the streams. This link is actually on my personal profile. I'm going to show you right now. And this is part of the strategy that we're going to be covering today as well. So you'll see this is something that I usually do inside a pop-up group, or while I'm doing a pop-up masterclass, I will do a post like this on my personal profile. And what this is you're just going to share your best takeaway below this post. And I have loved your takeaways. They are so awesome. So share what your best takeaway is below this, the one that says day 2. Share it right here. And maybe I'll actually do one of the little tricks we were talking about where I can come in here and I can edit this so it doesn't say day 2. I'm going to edit it and just say this. Right? I'm just going to make it straight up about the whole entire thing, just like that. I'm going to save that. And now when you share your takeaways below that, we're actually going to be able to take those takeaways, put them into AI, and it's going to help us to be able to better communicate with you in the future, which I'm going to show you later in the training today as we move into how we're going to customize all of these emails and everything that we're doing. So go share that takeaway. I'll pick that winner tomorrow during the Q&A if we do it. If we don't do the Q&A, I'll just pick it by myself.
Yeah, if I get enough ones in the chat today that everybody wants it, we'll make it happen. I've got to twist some arms and get, a whole team of 850 behind me to support me. So yeah, it's a lot of work. We'll make it happen if that's something that you guys want. Real
Okay.
quick, Molly, before we go further into setting the agenda for the day, can you share a few notes about the trial offer you're running and what
Yes,
the
yes, yes. So
are?
we do have so today what we're doing, in just like literally 2 minutes, Andy's going to take over and he's going to show you how you can add all of these automations into your own business. So we're going to give you emails, text messages, social media posts, sales pipelines, landing pages, an application, a form for the application, the form for the landing page. We're giving you all of this for free today because I'm crazy and I'm wearing this shirt that says something's about to happen, because something is about to happen. Give me in the chat, it's about to happen, because Andy's about to come on and give you all of this. But in order for you to get access to it, you actually need to have a high level account. So what we've done is the team at High Level is amazing. And they have given us this goodness. I'm going to bring this up on the screen and show you there are 2 ways that you can make sure that you get access to this. So if you already have a high level account, you don't need to sign up. But what you may want to do, you may actually want to upgrade to the agency account. And we're going to talk about the agency account today and the benefit of this. You also, if you've never used High Level before, you can get a 30-day free trial. Now, yesterday in my coaching program, I have a coaching program called Social Sales Stars. And we were on the call yesterday and several of our members were like, do I need to sign up for the free trial? If you're already using High Level or a white labeled version of High Level, you don't need the free trial. But it's going to be a little different on how you're going to actually get the access to these. So I want to make sure that everybody is aware of how they can get this. And if you are thinking of ever building out pop-up groups like this for your clients, or you're thinking about building out any sort of automation for your clients, you are going to want to upgrade to this agency level, because you're going to be able to build out for different locations. If you have more than one business, if you are a marketing agency and you have several different people that you're helping, if you're a coach and you want to give your clients a streamlined path for how they can systematize the framework that you walk them through, then you're going to want to upgrade to that agency level, which is pretty awesome.
And it's
Paulson, does that cover it?
yeah, it's all unlimited. So instead of going from 1 or 3 locations, you have unlimited access.
Oh, and that's actually such a great point. So even like yesterday, we were talking to one of my clients, Drew, who has a company called College Audition Pros, and he is actually thinking of upgrading so that he can create an audition like template for his students so they can go through it. So each of his students can have their own version of High Level, and it's all included in this. So when you upgrade, you get unlimited locations, unlimited accounts. Is that right, Paulson?
That is accurate. So yeah,
It is
the
cuckoo.
the $97 account is you get up to 1 to 3 depending on the promotion you signed up. The 297 is unlimited, and the 297 is like an agency account or a marketer's account. Then the 497 is a SaaS account. So like you get a ton of the SaaS features and things like that. But we just wanted to make sure you knew this was available, but no pressure. I don't want this to be a salesy thing at all. So if you don't sign
Okay,
up,
wait.
no
I'm sorry though.
worries.
This is not salesy. This is like for me, because some of you may know that like we've been using High Level a lot in our business, but like explaining it at this level is kind of different for me. So I just want to make sure I'm clear.
For
So the first level is how much?
The first level is like designed to be like a small business account. So it's like typically $97 a month. And
Okay,
you
that's
want it to
cuckoo.
be
I
like,
forgot there was that version. So that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, there's the $97 account. Then you can upgrade to the marketer account, which is basically the agency account or whatever, which is $297 a month. Then you have the
Wait,
497.
and on that, so hold on, because I think I explained this wrong to my clients yesterday. So on the 297 level, you can do multiple locations.
Yeah, unlimited amount of locations, unlimited amount of everything, all features, websites, texting, emails, you name it. Everything is unlimited in the 297. I mean,
Okay.
you can do SaaS on there as well, manually if you want to.
Okay, so the only and so if you want to sell your thing separately, then you would want the 497. But if you want to build it out for your clients internally, the 297 will let you do that.
That's all you need. Yeah.
That's
1000.
so cool. Okay, amazing. Awesome. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. So I know some of you already know this in your members, but I want to make sure we have loads of people here today. So I want to make sure everybody understands what we have here. Okay, so should I show what we're going to do today?
Absolutely. Let's set the agenda for today, and then I've made Andrew and Nuno co-hosts, and I'll let you guide them through and do their intro and all that. I don't have notes on them just yet. I know the guys from interacting with them, but I just want to make sure in what context they're going to be teaching as well. You know more about it than I do, so all you.
Amazing. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, as you know, let me go backwards through this now. As you know, what we covered already is on day one. I'm going backwards through everything. On day one, we went through AI-ifying your brand. And so I think we can get the link for the replays also. We have the link for the replays, and all of the resources are now in one spot. So if you missed this, know that you can get the Google Docs on how to season your AI assistant, fully AI-ify your brand. On day two, we went through AI-ifying your social. And so yesterday, I would love in the chat, did anybody write like at least a week of content, at least a month of content? Anybody go crazy last night and write a year of content? Because that's totally possible. Like literally, that's what we gave you yesterday. Wild. Let me know if you did it. Seriously awesome. Today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going through how to set up your pop-up group for success. And I'm actually going to come back at the end. That's what we're going to do at the end, because I promised you we'd get to the automations as the first piece today. So we're going to start with getting you access to how you can create major pre-masterclass momentum by increasing your show up rates. And I also built you an extra workflow. So if you saw everything yesterday, I built you an extra workflow. So you're going to get this via email and text message. Plus, you're going to get all of the follow-up automations that allow you to bring in more sales with less effort. And it's going to be awesome. In addition to all of that, we're going to give you today, because today is the day, we're going to give you all of this, the brand voice guide, the super prompt that gives you a month of content in 15 minutes, the pop-up group setup guide. So I have a checklist for that. The pop-up group masterclass checklist. It is awesome. The full system snapshot, which includes landing pages, calendars, automations, pipelines, social media posts, emails and text messages, what I didn't even write on there. And I just added this morning to the resources page a full mini course on how you can use our social sales CRM, which is powered by Group Track. And that will actually show you how you can connect your social media profile to high level, meaning that the people that you're connecting with on Instagram or Facebook, they can automatically be added into your follow-up system via email. It is wild. Okay. Are we ready to do all of that? Give me a
We
ready in the chat.
we are
Ready.
ready. Give us a ready in the chat, y'all. I'm seeing the comments come in. Let's see. I've got Nuno as a co-host and Andrew as well.
Okay, good.
Good to see you guys again. Okay, yeah, we're good to
Awesome. Sweet. Okay, so what we're going to do is when you go to the resources guide, and can you put the resources link in the chat too, please, Ethan? What's going to happen is I'm going to show you where to go to get this. And then I'm just going to give a little shout out to Andy and Nuno. I just cannot express, I like literally cry tears of gratitude when I think about you both. So Andy and Nuno have been on our team for how long now?
Let me go ahead and have them unmute.
Actually, no, about 2 months now that we've been working
I
together.
cannot believe it's only been 2 months. I feel like I've known you my whole life. So we've been sharing high level with our community for about a year, and we've had some really awesome humans help us set it up, but we just didn't have like the exact way that we needed it to make it super easy and super awesome for our community. And after I spoke at the Level Up event, I was introduced to Andy and Nuno both through Allie Bloyd and also through the amazing Stephanie Blake. And I'm just insanely grateful for you. So Nuno and I have actually done a bunch of trainings together with the AI marketers. We've done a lot together. I know we do stuff with HL Pro Tools also, so we're grateful for them as well. And I feel like you're both my brothers. So I could give you all of the accolades and all of the things. Just know they are the smartest, most amazing humans I've ever met. And I'm so grateful for them. So this morning, you guys can share a little bit more about where you're doing things. But really what I wanted to make sure we did for everybody today was we showed them how to set up the actual snapshot. So I'm going to pass this over to Andy, I believe, in a second. And you chime in also. What you guys are going to get when you go to this resources section, you're going to get this Google Drive. So right here, you're going to see, and I'm so stoked. I see some of our Glam fam on today. I love you guys. I see some of our sales stars here. Just say fam if you're in our programs, because it makes me so happy to see you here. In here, you'll see this is super organized. So you're going to see the day 1 document, the day 2 document, the day 3 document, and then you'll also see this chat example. I'm going to continue adding things in here. The best place to go is this one right here with the picture of Paulson.
By the way, the link we posted in the chat. Thank you, Ethan. It's gohighlevel.com/Molly Mahoney resources. That's a short link we have for that drive. If you don't have a high level account, here's what I'll tell you. You won't be able to use a snapshot. So I'm not really too worried for somebody having a snapshot, a link without a high level account. There's nowhere else you can download a snapshot link unless you have a high level account. So either way, this is where we're going to park all the resources. So even if we continue building something out, or even after the event, Molly wants to add something to it based on a checklist or whatever, you're going to find those resources here. And we'll have a link on all the funnels and landers as well. So yeah, thank you.
Keep this document, bookmark it, because we're going to keep adding to this. And inside here, you'll see there's some new things. So you've got the AI for your brand, quick start, our top 100 posts. I saw lots of you grab that yesterday. It's totally free. Just use the coupon code MAGIC, the super prompt, this pop-up checklist we're going to go over today. And then you're going to see right here that it says the snapshot. And so this snapshot is what Andy's going to walk you through. You'll also see we'll be coming back to this Social Stars CRM. I'll show you that also. That's totally free. It's just, I made it for $0. It's a full course on that. This snapshot is what Andy's going to walk you through. And so that's how you get the link, is you go to molly.live/resources and then go into this document. That is where you get it. And if there's any issues, it's just because we have a lot of people going in there. We'll keep sharing it. So Andy and Nuno, can you guys take it away? And then I'll take back over after you're done.
Well, everyone, it's excellent to see you. I know you've all been in anticipation. I prefer Brussels sprouts with a balsamic glaze, garlic, and some bacon in it. So I know you've been wanting to know that for a long time. So Nuno and I are with Automated Marketer. What we do, we're going to talk over each other. We are from New Jersey. I'm just warning you. So if you if we chime into each other, don't worry. This is just the way that we work. All right. So everyone, the first thing you're going to do, as Molly alluded to, is you're going to go to the resources link that she gave to you, and you're going to right click on that link and you're going to copy that link. Very important. Now, before we get started, the one thing you all have to know is if you have a base high level account, you're going to need to speak with the agency provider that you're working under. If not that, if you can go to high level, directly to high level, if you have a regular high level account. It is very, very important that you make sure that when you're logging in, if you have an agency account, and for all the agency owners, that you don't go to your special domain that you made, your over domain. You want to use app.gohighlevel.com. You want to make sure that you're logged in under that domain with your username and password before you ever start.
Okay, and I'm just going to interrupt really quick because I am obviously from New Jersey as well. So just to through my soul, those of you that are in Sales Stars, so for my community, I know not everybody understands this necessarily. So if you're in Star Funnels, that's my white labeled high level. Emma is adding this to your account today. So know that this is getting added to your account for you. If you are using a white labeled version of high level through someone else, what Andy's saying is that you have to have them help you to add it. So just to make sure everybody understands that.
Yeah, and it's real. Yeah, and just really quick, it's just real simple. All you're going to do is just send it to the agency. They all have support, and just literally send them to their support with an email. Please add this snapshot to my account. That's
awesome.
all you have to do and give them the link.
Great. So you're just going to send that link to your account owner. or the support that you have with your version of high level. And if you don't get it added today, just know that you'll be okay, because what you're going to be able to do is watch this from the point of like, something's about to happen, right? You're just going to lean into the fact that something's going to happen. You're going to get the foundations today, and you can come back to the replay in the future.
Yep.
I'm
Just to
stopping.
just to add a quick note, when you do reach out to like your agency admins for whatever reason, you're gonna probably frighten them that you have a snapshot account, like link of some kind. They're gonna be like, "Oh crap, I'm gonna lose my client. What did High Level do? What did Molly do?" So assure them that you're trying to build things out. You have good intentions, and you're gonna probably need their help after we're done with this workshop anyway. So just make sure you don't cause any false alarms over there in your relationship.
Probably wouldn't hurt for you to send them the link to the workshop also, so that they can learn all this good
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, we're one big happy family.
Absolutely. One big high level family. Okay, so as I said before, everyone, you go to the Google Sheet and you're going to right click on the link and you're going to copy that link. After you
Which Google Sheet? I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. In the resources,
yeah.
Okay.
in the resources where Molly has conveniently written snapshot, you're going to right click on the word snapshot and you're going to grab the link.
Okay.
Okay. And Molly, if you could just
I'll paste the snapshot link in the chat here also, so we go straight to it for this.
Cool.
All right. So after we've done that, now you can just be logged into your agency account right on the dashboard. You don't have to go to the snapshot area, but just know that once you paste the link and you hit go, it's immediately going to load to the snapshot area. All right. And you're going to see this green button right here where it says, yes, import now. You're going to click right here. And it's going to take about a half a second for the snapshot to come in. It may take a minute or more after that, just so you know it will work. The next thing you're going to do or the next thing the provider is going to do is they're going to go to the sub accounts and they're going to search for your account.
Andy, just go to Andy. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on these three little dots in the bottom right-hand corner.
Or you can actually, if you click on Andy test, it will also take you to the same place. You can click on that.
So either here or where it says manage client, either or. So we click right there. And then the top right-hand corner, we go to actions and load snapshot. Now I'll slow down for a minute just to know if everybody's kind of caught up and if you're literally doing this now.
Hey guys, so it seems like we're gonna go click by click. Is that the agenda? Okay, great. So you probably want to have your high level open and follow through. And don't worry about recording and missing steps and all of that. There's gonna be replays, and you can watch it at a slower pace or faster pace, however you want later as well. Just FYI. Don't panic if you cannot keep up, just in general.
And at any moment, like really clear about that. Like you can come back and watch this. We're not going to go super slow, but we're going to go slow enough that those people who can do it can do it. But otherwise, you'll be able to come back and watch the replay.
Okay, so you know what? And I'll just go through what I just went through again, just in case there is people doing it. I'm just going to take a half-second break. What you've done is you've pasted, after you've logged in to your agency account, you've pasted the snapshot link. Now, I don't have to import it again because I've already done that, but you're going to click this yes, import now button. After you've done that, you're going to go to sub accounts. And then in the search area, you're going to type in the name of that account. Now, either from the link, the name of the account, or from these little three dots on the bottom right, manage client, either one you can click to go into the account. And just wait for the account to load.
In case if you have a brand new account because you started yesterday, you may not have any sub accounts listed. So create one and just get, you may have a few extra steps in there. Andy, I don't mean to interrupt. Like I have a habit of interrupting and I get excited just from passion, just FYI. I don't mean to be
I love it. So we come from a line of interrupters, so we do not mind. This is a collaborative effort. Everybody's on the stage here. So on the top, after you've gotten to this portion, you go to the top right-hand corner, and you're going to click on Load Snapshot. Now, I've done this a lot. Nobody's done this more than my business partner Nuno. So I'm going to let him shine. And from here, I'm going to be his hand and he's going to walk through this portion for you.
Yeah, so once you get here, if you have other snapshots, some of them already come on high level, you're going to look for the one that's specific to what we're trying to do right now. So you're going to hit select, and you're going to notice all the imported are coming in first. Put in the word pop, so then it like shortens the amount of time you're searching, and click on the snapshot and hit proceed. Once you hit proceed, you're going to go in here. These are all the things that are coming through with this snapshot. You're going to get the calendar, all the things that were mentioned. Again, we already covered it. We don't want to go over in detail, but these are all the things that are going to be put into your account once
Okay,
we hit
wait.
the proceed button.
And on this part, because I see some questions coming in about this in the chat, we intentionally gave you everything you need if you're just starting for the first time. If you're loading this into an old, or if you only have one account and you're loading it into that, you may have some things that are duplicated. And so you can then, like the unsubscribe, actually, will you click on that? So if you already have an unsubscribe funnel, you can just click skip right there. And so as you're doing this, I'm sure you're going to cover it, but Chandel, for your question, this is going to show you how you can skip certain features. If you only want to add part of this, you can skip certain things. And again, I forgot to put the easy hat on this morning. So we need to make sure we put our easy hat on, because when you first look at this, it may look like it. Well, I'll do it. Thank you, Paulson. Thank you, Andy. Make sure that this may feel a little foreign to you here, but eventually it's going to get so easy because you're going to realize, oh my gosh, Molly has built out all that I need to run a masterclass in this one place, and you get to customize what you want to add into your account here. It's really great how Nuno is showing that if you're using at least the 297 account or higher, you can actually add this right into a new location, a sub account, which is really, really cool. But if you only have one account, you may need to customize it a little bit. Okay, I'm stopping.
Yeah, no problem. But I mean, a good point. The things to look out for if you have an older account, which I was going to allude to, is one, if you have calendars that you're planning on using, you don't want to use this one. Again, skip whatever you have. But again, this is very specific to this, and it does have a lot of automations tied in. Just watch your custom fields. Custom fields, if you click on custom fields, that's the one that's going to get a little tricky, because that all has things that you probably already have there. If you don't want any of that, you can actually put skip all and then just add the ones that are going to be relevant. If not, a lot of these will just get overwritten if they're already existing. So it's not going to have that much of an impact regardless, right? So with that being all said, again, you can spend a little time on here. You can always watch the replay, but in essence of moving this forward, we're going to hit proceed. All right. And it's checking for conflicts automatically. And what it's going to do is if you hit the little plus sign, you're going to see anything that might be conflicting now. So for instance, if you had things already written there and you're like, hey, I definitely don't want to lose that, you can choose to skip it, or you can choose to override it based on what we put. If you put override, whatever Molly brings in this whole snapshot is going to override it. If you hit skip, it'll skip whatever and leave whatever you had there originally. So we're actually going to put skip because we're going to make believe that this account did have some stuff on it, and we're going to hit proceed just to make it super easy. All right. And that's it. We're going to hit okay. Now we're going to give it a couple minutes. So even actually don't do it that way, Andy. So no, don't do it that way, Andy. Go in here, and all you have to do is switch to sub account and that big blue button on the right-hand side. That's it. So once this is all done, all you're going to do is hit that button and things will slowly start trickling in. And you're going to start seeing your sites, your automations are all ready to go. They're all perfectly and wonderfully, well, they're not in there yet. So they're going to be slowly starting to trickle in. And sometimes a little refresh, Andy, a little hard refresh won't hurt. There's
so those are some custom values.
Yep.
Everything's starting to show up in here.
Yeah, it's starting to show up. Your calendars, all the things are going to start slowly trickling in. And then we just got to give it a little bit of time.
And by the way, if anyone heard us say hard refresh, that's when you hit your shift button and the refresh here, just so you know, just to translate anybody. So this, again, this could take anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. If I keep refreshing it, eventually it will go in there. We've never had it not.
Guys, is it okay if I add a few notes here? So, because I see a lot of the people that are watching that's never seen high level before, and they're brand new, and I'm pretty sure they're like throwing up. So let me lower the nausea. Let me lower the nausea real quick.
Remember yesterday we said maintaining a steady stream of nausea, that's the way to get to success. This means that you are moving.
But you need this tool.
You want to know what? Like we train thousands upon thousands of people on this, and I can tell you, like, for anybody that's new, I'll just give my 5-minute speech, and literally this has been a speech. Nowadays, a lot of software out there is combined with a lot of things. High level happens to be probably one of the most like dynamic, and it has the most features. The problem is back in the day when we learned technology, we learned things at a time. We first learned email, then all of a sudden websites came along, then all of a sudden video came along and SMS. The way that anybody coming in here that you got to learn is that you got to learn things one at a time when it comes to high level. Learn forms, learn calendars, one thing at a time, master it and move on to the next thing. And the thing that's cool about when you get these snapshots and look, all our wonderful, beautiful automations just loaded in, is that half of the work is done for you. All you literally have to do is learn how to use the tool. So because you're going to get these snapshots or you're actively using this, you're going to be able to just plug and play once you're ready, but don't feel like you need to master the whole entire thing in one day. You're talking about like over 15 to 20 tools in one software, which is something that's very different from what's out there now. Again, this is why it's becoming incredibly popular and a lot of people move over. So when we're going to go over things though, and I'm just going to kind of like push it back to Andy, we're going to go over in the order of like pipelines, calendars, forms, funnels, and then automations, because automations is the glue that kind of holds everything together. And honestly, everybody asks me, how do I learn this? I learned it in that order. I learned pipelines, I learned forms and surveys, I learned calendars, I learned funnels, and then I learned the automations. So don't get overwhelmed. It takes a good amount of time and there is a little bit of a learning curve, but because everything's all built out for you, it's going to make it easier for you to do because you don't have to create anything. You literally just have to learn how to turn it on and how to work with it. So just be mindful in that. And that's one thing that we'll do. So when we do start, Andy, if we can go in that order, not to overwhelm somebody, I think that that'll be great.
Sure. So again, everyone, so also to what Paulson said in the past couple days, this is an operating system. When you get a new laptop, you don't go into every program immediately. You ease into it, especially if you're switching from like from a PC to a Mac or vice versa. So take your time. All right. Paulson,
and also
you know,
one more thing is the one main question that I see, and I'm not sure if I even know the proper answer for this. So we talked about, maybe we can stop screen sharing just for a second so people can see our beautiful faces and not
hold on,
they'll be stressed out because of our faces, not because of all the stuff on the screen. Okay. So we have 3 different versions of people that we're talking about using these today. Actually, maybe 4. The 4th one though, I'm going to kind of try and convince you to become one of the 3. So the first is people who have an agency level account. So that is something that's either, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's either the 297 or 497 plan. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, great. So if you have the 297 or 497 plan, it's going to work exactly like you saw Andy and Nuno just do that. If you have a white labeled version, which means you've signed up underneath someone else's version of high level, so another agency, what you have to do, it's not going to work the same way. What you have to do is email your agency the link that we give you in the document. If you're in that place, it's actually a good thing because it means that you may not be as familiar with the backside of high level. And so it's going to be good for you to watch what we're going to do today and understand it without doing it with us, because then you may get lost and like confused and then start to have a panic attack. So today, this is why we saved this for today as well. I know some of you are super pro, but the point of this workshop is to build our high level family and let other people see the magic here. So we've got to go slow enough for everyone to get on the same page. So you may be using an agency account through somebody else. The third type of person, and this is where I would love clarification from y'all, is someone who signed up like through this workshop for a high level account straight through high level. So if you're on the $97 plan, tell us, Paulson or Andy or Nuno, somebody tell me, will it work the same way that Andy just shared? And if it doesn't, what do they need to do in order to get it?
Yeah. The cool thing is all high level accounts have the same features. Every level, it's the same features. The only difference is the 497 plan has bonus features that are SaaS oriented for SaaS billing. That's it. There's no other extra nugget anywhere. It's just all plans are the same. SaaS plan at the 497, if you're going to function like a software company, comes with SaaS billing features to create subscriptions, automations around it, rebilling, things like that. And just a quick note. So one of the things that we're not really highlighting, just so you all understand, I think we just skipped over it, is like the reality of what a snapshot is. I went to go speak at at a mastermind. Shout out to Christine Seal. She ran an event out in Tennessee, went out there. I met these guys who paid some random guy like over $100,000 for high level. And I'm like, huh? Like who made you pay $100,000 for high level? And I got to the story and I realized someone sold a snapshot to a franchise for $100,000 because that snapshot is their intellectual property. So what we're sharing today is massive in the context of business. What we're doing is creating a blueprint and giving it to you so you can then take it. So the way you look at snapshot is an automation template or a blueprint or automations that can consistently build over time. You can copy it, distribute it, resell it, keep it, do whatever you want. And that's the brain behind the operating system of high level. Every single account has that brain, and the IP around it is yours as the business. So what Molly's doing and these guys are providing, it's like plenty of people would charge $50,000 for this. And just so y'all
Well,
have
and just to be totally
context.
clear, like this whole system that we've built in here, we have a program, a course called Pop-Up and Profit that is $2,000 that we have sold for $2,000. It's not like valued at $2,000. It's valued at like a bajillion dollars. But we have a course where we give this all in Google Docs and all of that.
Yeah.
I decided, and I went back and forth with Paulson about this, like, I'm obviously not giving you everything in that course because that would be rude to the people who have already paid for it.
Yeah.
But all of these automations, and it would be a really stupid business decision on my part, but all of these automations that we have for you in here, we're giving to you in this one moment, right? And then today we're going to walk through how to set this up. So what Paulson is saying is so true and so important. And if you're stuck already at the beginning, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to install this. So cool. You're good. And know that you're in the right place, because what's going to happen next is we're actually, whether or not you install it today, we're going to show you the way that it all works so that a member of the team can come back, get it installed for you. We have support. There's other ways that you can continue working, with us in the future if you need even more strategic support. But for today, we're going to give you access to all of this. Now, my question is, with the $97 version, do they need to email high level in order to get it installed? Or can people with the $97 version straight through high level install snapshots?
Yeah, they can.
install
And
snapshots.
yeah, and the trial offer link that we provided allows you to get a trial on any account. It's not just the 97. So with the workshop offer we have, you can get a trial on all three of those accounts, just
And so
FYI.
if they want to upgrade their trial account, how would they do that? Like if they
They
signed
would
up for the
go into
$97.
Yeah, they would go into billing and just upgrade. But today,
Okay,
if you signed up for a new trial, you don't need to upgrade anytime soon.
great.
Get the trial going and see what you
Totally.
build out and then later upgrade if you want to. So let's get back
Great.
to our lane. Sorry to get on a soapbox here, but I'm done crying about it, okay?
Cool.
No
Okay,
worries. No
actually,
worries.
I think I'm good to take back over, guys, if you're cool with that.
That's
That part,
100%.
I don't do that part very often. And so I just wanted to make sure that we understood it and that you guys were so helpful and clear. And Paulson and I talked about that this is like me jumping into the fire and learning how to better explain this to everyone so that I can better explain it to all of our people. So I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you. I know you're going to be here in case I get stuck. So if I get stuck at any
100%.
moment, I'm going to call you back up. Okay. And one more question that I'm going to answer really quick, and then I'm going to show you how to build all of this. We're going to go through each piece that you're getting. Gwendolyn asked a great question and Kat helped her out in the chat. Gwendolyn said that when she clicked on the snapshot link, it took her to a form like to sign up for a new trial. Underneath that form, there's a link that says already have an account. It's just because the system needs to recognize that you have an account already. So know that we've got my team is in the chat. Shout out to my team. We've got other experts that are here in the chat. So we've got you. Now we're going to do something really cool. Okay. So we're going to take our hands like this. Take your hands like this. And you guys, I can't really do this. So I need your help for you to do it also. And I don't know if you can see more than one of us on this screen, but it's okay. We're going to take your hands like this. And we're going to go. So we're going to clap twice. And then we're going to go fresh. Okay. So we're going to go clap, clap, fresh. Okay. One more time. Ready? Here we go. And clap, clap, fresh.
Clap, fresh.
Because we're giving ourselves a fresh start. Okay. And now we're also going to put our hat on. I know we put the easy hat on. Also, we're going to put on our strategy hat. So we're going to go right here and we're going to say easy strategy. Ready?
Easy strategy.
And put it on. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I feel
Now
like
you
I'm
have two options as we're moving forward. if you are familiar with high level, like I know, I really wanted to give a shout out to my amazing client, Cynthia, who really pushed for me and Sean to connect last year, or yeah, last year at Social Media Marketing World. And so Cynthia, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're a high level expert already, do this with us, build it out with us, go through, do click by click, build it out with us. If this is your first time getting into all of this, keep in mind what Nuno said. I think that's such a great point, that in the beginning, when we first started learning internet marketing, we didn't have all these tools available to us. So for someone like me, I already was a master of, I mean, back in the day, I used MailChimp. I'm not using MailChimp anymore, but I was a master of what I did with that email. I was already a master of ManyChat. I was already a master of doing things with lead pages and ClickFunnels. I was already a master at Close, which is another pipeline system, kind of like HubSpot. I used HubSpot. I came into this having all of those tools already in my tool belt. If you're coming into this and you're like, oh, Molly said this is going to be an easy one-click solution, and you're looking at me like, what the heck is she talking about? This is insanity. It's okay. Okay, so you're in like a super deep quick start of this ish. Okay, this is like you are on a rocket ship. And when the rocket ship is first taking off, a lot of stuff goes into it. As it gets higher, the pieces of the rocket ship start to fall away. And then it soars off into the beautiful sunset and makes magic happen. So just know, if this feels heavy and you want to cry, you're in the right place. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this up on the screen. And I'm going to log into the actual account where this snapshot is built. And I'm going to walk you through everything that you now have inside the snapshot, or that you're going to get when you go talk to your agency owner and say, oh my gosh, you should go to this awesome training with Molly Mahoney and get this snapshot too. Okay. Awesome. Shoot. Hold on. Okay. Now what's weird about this is that this account isn't actually a business account that I'm using for anything, but I connected it to my Facebook. This is how easy this is. I connected this to my Facebook page just to set some of the systems up. And it already, just through connecting it to my Facebook and Instagram, it's already brought in all of these 500 contacts just because I connected it. That's so cool.
Yeah, it just pulls the info. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to follow Nuno's advice, and we're going to start off in the opportunities section. This piece we went over a little bit yesterday, but we're going to start off in the opportunities section. And just to remind everybody, like, what the point of all of this is, right? Why we're even building this out. We're building this out so that we can create a masterclass or a webinar or a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge, some sort of live training. We're building this out so that we can create some sort of live training in a pop-up group on Facebook. So if you are watching this and you're like, hey, Molly, I don't use Facebook, guess what? You can do the same strategy. This is what we put on your easy strategy hat. You can replace this with a YouTube channel if you want. You can replace this with a LinkedIn account if you want. The strategy will work, but what I've given you here is really specifically for Facebook groups. So this is the system that we're using. We are taking people, this is the full strategy. We're taking people from an awareness playground, which is what we talked about yesterday. We're connecting on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or at in-person events. We're moving them into these different pipelines. Now, today, we're only going to focus on 2 pipelines, the group pipeline and the sales pipeline. Then from there, we're going to move them into actually purchasing from us. So in the future, you can add other pipelines if you'd like that. For today, we're focusing on the group and the sales. We're going to start with the ending because the sales is the whole point of this. And we're going to go to the sales pipeline. So once someone actually completes an application, books a call, or let's say you just have them go straight to, maybe it's even like you have a 2-step order form on your checkout page, and you want to know when someone like clicks on the link to go to your sales page, you could even add a pipeline stage in here that is clicked link for sales page. The purpose of this sales pipeline is that I'm so sorry, I still have this cough and this broken arm. It's awesome. Okay. The purpose of the sales pipeline is that we are going to bring people in who have identified that they would like to purchase from us. What I'm giving you in this starts with a completed application. But let's say you wanted to go in and edit this and make it like, I don't want to just bring in the people who've completed an application. I would like to add a stage to this pipeline. I would like to have this say when someone clicks on a link to my sales page or they click on the link for the application, I'm going to add a stage here. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go up to the pipeline section up here and you're going to go into the sales pipeline and you're going to edit it. Now, let me fix this. In here, inside the sales pipeline, you can edit this. You can add a stage. When you add a stage, this stage is going to be clicked application. Now, this is my strategy that we teach in our programs, they work, but you are an individual human being and you application, and you can make this whatever you want, right? So let's say I do this. Now, if I want to make this, watch, when I save it, I'm going to save this right here. When I go back over to opportunities, you're like, oh my gosh, where did it go? Because it saves it in order. So it put it all the way over here at the very end. This is your client journey. This is people moving from being interested to actually buying from you. And so I'm going to go back to the pipelines again. Inside here, I'm going to click edit. And then I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go boop. I'm going to go boop. I'm going to go boop. And remember, if I can do this with a cast on my arm, anyone can do this. Again, I feel like I'm playing Operation every day. Oh my gosh, hold on. My hand can't use that arm. Okay, so I'm going to click this all the way up until it gets to the very top and then watch what happens. Now I've got clicked application there. I can make this visible in the pie chart, which would mean on my dashboard, I can see who's at which stage within this thing. Boop. I can make this visible in a funnel chart, which means in my dashboard, in the reporting, I can see what I've got happening here. Boop. Really awesome, right? And you can see all that right there. Now, if I want to save it, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go back to my opportunities. Now, let's say, someone clicks an application and I create this isn't in here already, but I'm just showing you how you could customize it. Let's say there's an opportunity. I know someone has clicked this. I'm going to pull Christopher information. Christopher, thank you. You're going in here. Okay. He's now going to be in here. I'm going to give him the opportunity value of $1,000. Let's say I'm selling $1,000 product. Now I've got him in my opportunity right there. And now I can move him through the stages. I can do it manually, but I'm going to give you automations to do this. If you're tracking, if this makes sense, say, yes, this makes sense. So I'm just showing you what the pipelines, what's possible with these pipelines. Cool. Are we tracking, Paulson? We're good?
Yep. What I was doing was that order that Nuno talked about and how somebody should learn high level.
Yeah.
I'm having our developers and product people go through that chronological order and rebuild our onboarding, just to give you feedback of how quickly we do things just from feedback from customers. Now there's 80 people looking at that comment, trying to figure out what do we change. Side note, sorry, don't mean to distract you, but yes, we are chugging along here. I see people.
We're tracking. Everybody makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what these stages mean, because this is going to matter for the overall strategy. So I just wanted to show you how you could edit it. You don't need to edit it. You can use it just like it comes. So going forward, I'm probably not going to show you how to customize anymore. I'm just going to show you how to use it like it is, because it's proven and it works. So when someone
can I add one quick thing, Molly? And just kind of the way that Molly's explaining it, and for everybody on the call, and why we always start with pipelines first. This gives you a visual idea of how people are going to progress through whatever you're trying to do. So any high-level users, especially for this program, somebody comes in, it's always good to map out the journey of the customer, because that's everything you're building up. So everything that Molly's now going to talk about is following that journey until you get a final paid customer. So whether it's they book a call, they first come in, how they go along, So that's just really important. This is why we always start with pipelines first, because when somebody comes to us, hey, build this snapshot, or build this automation, or hey, I want to accomplish this goal. Well, let's map it out. What's the first thing they're going to do? What follows after? What do you want them to do? What happens if they do this or that? So that's why the pipeline is super important. And it gives you a nice visual representation of what's going to happen next. So you literally got like a foreshadowing of like everything that great goodness that Molly's going to bring about everything that's going to come forward. And now you can understand where your customers are going to go through as they're going through this journey, along with like you understanding what you're going to be doing as people are going through this. So just
And
want to
you
make
know
sure
the goal when you're building something, because if you don't know the goal, you're going to mess up the beginning. So it's so, so true. Thank you. I love it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click on this and it makes them consolidate a little bit. So we're going to see all of them at once, which is pretty cool. Okay,
Wow.
so
How did you do that? It's because you have... So, by the
I feel
way,
like you're an
she's not...
actor. I feel like you're a plant. I'm just kidding.
No, because I'm an industry plant. Shout out Cat Williams and all their podcasts that they did the other day. Everybody's an industry plant. Anyways, so Molly has a customized high level account. So it doesn't look exactly like yours because you can add a bunch of cool things to it.
Oh, can you not do that on regular high level?
No, that's the...
No, that's not something you can do on regular high level.
It's not?
See, I'm not an industry plant.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I did not even know. I don't know these things, you guys. I customized this to make it fancy. Okay.
And that's what's cool is that you can customize it for your business and the way you work, which Molly has done, which is amazing.
Okay. Thank you. Colleen helped me customize a lot of this. So thank you, Colleen. Okay. I won't do that. Thank you for catching me on those things. All right. So once they identify that they want to work with you, this is the sales process that we take them through. They complete an application. After that, they book a call. After that, if they don't show up for the call, they would go into the no-show system. And we have a whole thing around no-show stuff. It's really awesome. And then after that, if they complete the call, and this took me years to build this process. So even if you're like some sort of crazy person who thinks you want to build this out on your own using a different platform, the fact that you're able to watch our strategy here, you are getting like $1 bajillion, like I said, of value in this right now. Okay, so the completed call, what we realized over the years, I've had lots of salespeople on my team, and there is a difference between completing a call and actually making an offer. So we have a different stage for that, because sometimes my salespeople would be like, oh yeah, we had a great call. I'm like, well, did anybody buy anything? Oh, I didn't actually make an offer. What are you doing? Well, they weren't ready. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad you didn't make an offer. But now they're warmer. So now my team can come in here. They know who to reach out to. Again, I shared this yesterday. This is the bag that I used to use as my pipeline. It has business cards in it. If you know Sandra Yancey, she's the founder of the eWomen Network. I always tell her story, which is when she first started doing sales, she used Q-tips as her sales pipeline. She would stack up Q-tips on one side of her computer and move them to the other side of the computer. So we've grown a lot since then. Okay, so once they've completed the call, they're here. Once an offer has actually been made, then we move them here. And now we know, okay, they've been made an offer. They are thinking about it. And when you come in here, what's really cool is you can add into the notes, like we made an offer. They are talking to their husband. They're talking to their business partner. They're talking to their wife. They're talking to their son, whoever else they're saying they need to talk to make a decision. You can add that note in there. And then now that's there for the other people on your team to know. Okay, then once they've confirmed yes, again, I realized this was like a beautiful bucket that had a lot of holes in it. I built out this sales pipeline so you could plug up the holes in your leaky bucket. Confirmed yes, moves here. There is a big difference between someone saying yes and someone paying you. And so we have all sorts of ways that we get them to pay. And then once they've paid, they move into here, which is awesome. Now, once they've paid, we are not giving you the automations for what you do inside your programs. If you're inside my course, like, or if you have my version of high level, like those of you that have star funnels, we have all those other pipelines built out for you. So if you're wanting more support on what to do after somebody pays you, I can tell you that later. Obviously, we don't have enough time to cover your entire business in 3 days. Okay, now, while you're on this call, if someone says, not now, you put them in not now. And while you're having this conversation, if someone says, let's say you're having a conversation, and I just want to be really clear. Some people do sales calls, some people don't. I personally, until this week, because now I have this lovely, beautiful cast on my hand, what I usually do is I do all of my sales via Messenger. So I don't actually book calls as a part of my process. I'll show you how I do that. I have that built into this system. I keep thinking back to the fact that I once brought in $26,000 while getting my nails done. So I only used one hand to do that. And I keep trying to remind myself that it's possible because the other hand was getting my nails done. If someone, either on a sales call or in a messenger chat or in an email to your team, if someone in our world is a jerk, I am going to do the following thing. So if someone replies to me and is like, why are you asking me these questions? I just want you to give me the thing. You're being I think you're annoying and I don't like even listening from you. I just want you to tell me how to pay you. I'm going to be like, why am I going to let you pay me? I'm going to take them and I'm going to say, boop. They go into this secret stage. The secret stage is not a good fit. So there's all kinds of reasons someone may not be a good fit. We have that secret, not a good fit stage. Now, the only other, actually, you don't even need anything else. That's good. Okay. So when they're in the not a good fit stage, when you're sending messages out, you can do this and you know not to reach out to those people, because once we have like 13,000 people in our pipelines, you need to have segmentation. So build this now. If you have a smaller group, it's build this now. Okay, Paulson, anything we need to cover on the sales pipeline?
No, let's keep going. I don't want to slow you down.
Okay, and the most I've done via DM sales is 36,000 in one sale, I believe. So just so you know. Okay. Now,
one thing I want to just add real quick. So when you look at the pipelines, as a business, you may have different departments. Like example, as an agency, you may have a group of people that are setting appointments, a group of people that are closing appointments, a group of people that are onboarding, a group of people that are doing account management for expansion. Those are like typically 4 different layers. And sometimes it's okay to have 4 different pipelines for each one of those teams instead of consolidating everybody into one pipeline. I'm not a big fan of it. So different preferences allow you to do different things, and each industry have their own styles as well. Just be aware the system is very flexible in how your sales movement is.
Total. And how you're like the size of your company, you can totally customize this. And what I've done, like this took me a really long time to build out for you guys. What I did here is I made it the most customizable for all different types of businesses. So again, if you're not even doing calls or applications and you're selling tiki mugs, it's going to be a slightly different thing. But the system will show you like the system. Okay. Now we're going to move into the masterclass webinar pipeline. So this is the main pipeline that we're going to be focused on here today, which is our group pipeline. I personally have 2 different group pipelines that I use. One is for my free group that's for anybody. It has about 10,000 people in it now. One is for a smaller pop-up group. We are focused on the pop-up group for this training today. Here are the different stages that we have. Requested masterclass info. That's if, like, let's say you did a Facebook post and said, hey, would you want to join us for a training on XYZ? Let's say you get 10 people commenting below. Well, that's where we go in and we use a tool that I'll show you at the end to get all of those people and automatically put them into this pipeline. If you are not using that tool that we use, you can have a team member grab their information and copy them into the requested info stage here. I only added this one for those of you that want to be really specific. I don't use this stage as much as I use everything else, just so you know. But if you're individually reaching out to people, you can use requested masterclass info. And then once you've sent it to them, you can use sent masterclass info. So this is really for people who have large teams of setters that are building out these sales systems. And like I said, I don't know if you guys remember, but I helped Jeff Walker's team do this system. Jeff Walker obviously is like legit. So I've built this out for very beginning businesses. And I mean, we helped a program that had a breastfeeding course. They had 60,000 people in their Facebook group. So depending on how many people you have in your group, there's a different strategy that you're going to use. Okay. Then once they register, the cool thing is in the automations, once someone fills out the form to register for your masterclass, they will be automatically added into this stage. You don't have to do anything. It's all automatic magic. Then once they actually join your group, notice they're getting warmer and warmer and warmer as they go through here. Once they actually join your group, that's when, if you're using this other third-party tool that we use, if you want to see it, you can go to molly.live/awesome. It's our own customized version of a tool called Group Track. And when they join the Facebook group, they enter their email address into the questions. It automatically brings them into your high-level account. And I'm going to show you how to set that up. Okay? Tell me your nuggets so far, because I'm hoping this is all tracking. And I know this is a lot today. Okay? Then from there, this is the full entire system. To be totally transparent, depending on how much time we have and the resources that we have team-wise on the back end, we don't always do every single piece of this, but this is the perfect way to do it. I am giving you the perfect system. If you do even 10% of this system, you are going to be better than 99% of most business owners. Okay, so, just to be clear, Group Track is not a part of High Level. They were a sponsor at the Level Up event. It's a totally separate tool, which is why I'm waiting to the end to show you that. Okay, and you can do this automatically. If people join your group, you can copy and paste the information, have a VA do it. It's faster if you use this extra tool. Okay, once they're in your group, you send them a welcome message, and I have a template for the welcome message so that you can make it super easy. Once they're in the group, you're going to send them a reminder message. I have a template for that. It's going to make it super easy. Once they're in the group, if they watch the masterclass, because this is delivered in a Facebook group, you can't actually automate whether or not they've watched it. But what we can automate is whether or not they clicked the link to go watch it. So we have an optional automation for you that if someone clicks on the link to get in the group, they can be added to this stage. I know not everyone's going to want to do that, but the purpose of this, like Nuno said earlier, the purpose of this is that it's moving people through your client journey towards a purchase.
I didn't actually make an offer.
Oh, like we shared earlier, a lot of people show you like, oh, I'm actually going to show you the GIF because there's a really good GIF to explain this. On the first day, I showed you this GIF. What you get with High Level, what you get with High Level is like this little WandaVision, Dick Van Dyke show thing here. So this is High Level, right? You're not going to be able to build a business if you try to use all of these tools at once. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to want to cry. What I'm giving you with this is a sifter. I'm giving you a way to take all of the people in the world and streamline it down so you know who to talk to. Okay, and it's going to take you time to set this up, but it's going to save you so much headache. So do it. Okay, once they've watched the masterclass, then what you're going to do is you're going to send a replay message. And I'm going to show you in the workflows how you can add the automation in that moves them to send the replay message. Then you send a follow-up message to get them to buy from you. Again, the goal is like you have a member of your team. Their goal is to get everybody to move through this. Like all the little fishies are swimming in the right direction. Okay. Then when they request a call or application, they go here. So this is the hottest that people can be in your community. Once they actually fill out the application, we give you an automation that automatically moves them into the sales pipeline. From there, when they purchase, they would then go tracking in the client pipeline. Again, I'm not giving you the client pipeline because I can't give you every single thing. Also, we have 3 more stages here. Not a good fit. I didn't call it NAG. Usually I call it NAG. Not now. And there's 2 more that you get access to in here. One is Power Partners. So I always love to shout out Luria Petrucci with this. And Luria is amazing. If you guys know Luria, tag her, shout her out because I love her. Excuse me. Luria is amazing at YouTube. Luria is also a really good friend of mine. I don't want people on my team to try and pitch her because we're really good friends and she's more of like an equal to me of the way that I view her in our business. Luria reached out and said, hey, I need help with my sales because we only have low ticket offers. I was like, are you sure? Because your YouTube's killing it. And she said, I'm sure. I said, let's get on a quick call. my team would not reach out to her. I had a 15-minute call with her. She joined our highest level mastermind. I had her listed as a power partner. And so this power partner section is really good for telling your team, hey, those are the people I'm going to talk to directly. It's also really good. And this isn't like the point of today's training, but this is a really good place if you're looking for people to interview, if you're looking for people to promote your masterclass. This power partner list is a really good place to keep tracking people in this journey. And the final thing we have on here is team. And the reason we have this is so that we can segment our team members out of all the automations if we need to. Okay, I'm going to pause here for a moment and see if we have any questions about the goal of these pipelines.
Give us a one in the chat in the streamings if you're following the pipeline flow so far, like concept wise as well as click by click. Just let me just see where we are at so far. Yeah, looks like we're good. People are following.
Okay.
There's a few people
Awesome.
that are new, you know, a little nauseated.
And if you're just coming in, know that we spent about 20 minutes at the beginning of this going over how to get access to this. Don't worry about getting access to it right now. We're giving it to you, and we will give you a video to show you how to set it up. So if you're just joining us right now, just watch this. Everyone who's here is going to get access to this. I promise I got you.
I totally forgot about that. I had asked Molly and her team to record a Loom video to explain the whole snapshot instructions. I totally forgot about that. Great reminder.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Loom of Andy walking through it on this call because I didn't know exactly how to do it. So I wanted to make sure. So we're going to give you that Loom. I will do a new Loom video now that I make sure that I'm not going to give you false information. So we got you. Okay. Are you guys ready to see what happens next?
Yes.
Are you ready? Okay.
Give us a one in the chat. And I just let Nuno back in. I think he got jumped off or came back.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome.
And Andy, is there anything else you want to add? Because I know you have to hop off in a bit as well.
No, I'll be here from 2 to 2:30. Well, I'll stay in the room. I just need to run out for a minute. Not a big deal.
Okay, awesome. You're the best. Okay, and I would love to know what's your best nugget so far, because I know even if you're not actually you haven't gotten this all installed yet, there's a lot of strategy that we're coming that we're sharing as we're going through all of these little pieces. So if you're loving it and you're here on Zoom, just so I know it's working, give me a heart and let me know that you're tracking with us. Give me a little heart on Zoom. And if you're watching on Facebook, just share your best nugget. Also, remember, we are doing a giveaway. If you want me to set this up with you, you can go to my personal Facebook profile. I'll share this link in the chat, and you can share your best nuggets so far below this post. The nuggets that you share will get you entered to win a one-on-one call with me where I'll help you set this up. Okay, we're going to move to the next step. So good, so good. Okay, you guys, are you loving this? If you're here on Zoom, I can see your hearts. So leave me a heart so I know.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Do the reactions thing, guys.
Or I can stop and take questions, but okay. We're going to do questions at the end. And if we get enough of people, just type the word Q&A in the chat if you would like a Q&A, because we can do that. We can do that too if it works. Okay, I'm going to skip now. I'm going to pass the payments because we're not going to cover that in this training. We're going to move to the marketing section. So if you're in high level, we are in the marketing section. So what we're going to do in the marketing section is so flipping cool. I'm going to give you all of the social media posts that you need. So before I show you how to set them up in here, I'm actually going to go to Facebook and I'm going to go to one of our pop-up groups that we've actually used. So you're going to see what this looks like out in public. Now, what we've done with this, hold on. I wanted to show you one that we actually sell. Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, so what you can also do with this is when because your pop-up group is going to expire, okay? You're only going to leave this up for like 5 days to a week. Yeah, we go Thursday to Tuesday with ours. It's going to expire. You can actually, Esther's asking me a question, sorry. You can actually go here and you can then turn this into a course. So the other benefit of this is you can then sell it. So this one expired. We've had lots of people buy it. And so that's why we have 335 people still inside this group, because we've had lots of people purchase this as lifetime access to the replay, which is really cool. Okay, so in here, what you'll see is this is an example of some of the posts that we do. So I kind of mix it up. I gave you the best, easiest post for you to get started with. If we look at the featured posts here, you're going to see, this is like an example. I'll say, call in your future wins. What would you love to generate? And below here, I get comments from people who are saying what they want to generate. This becomes market research data for me, which is amazing. I also, this is what the video looks like. So we stream live into the group. All of these comments become market research data for me. And guess what? I could say, hey, Sarah Ashley Wheeler, I love you. I see that she's here. I can send her a message and say, hey, I saw that you joined our pop-up group. Would you like more support? It can be that easy with this system. And they're all tracked where I can send emails en masse. Okay, then you can see like this. Do you want access to a written guide? Notice no graphics. It's super easy. 169 comments on this. I then can use this to generate leads and sales. So one of the things that we are honestly like, our strategy is so good at to not like, I can toot my horn on this because I know the system effing works. We are really good at creating these pockets of amazing humans who are your perfect ideal client and getting them to raise their hand to say that they want more from you. We build these pockets of excitement and we move them through your client journey. So part of the way that we do this is with these social posts. So I'm giving you the templates to these social posts. So inside the group, where you go to get these is here. And Gina, I see that you're here. So if you are using, like, let's say, is anybody here a marketing agency owner? Because I just want to check in about that. Let me know in the chat if you're an agency owner or if you're a social media manager or if you help business owners. Because if you're using the 297 version of high level, you can create something like this. So I'm going to show you what I created, but this is like mind blowing to me. I only realized I could do this week. So wait until you see what I do. Okay, you go up to new post.
By the way, guys and gals, if you watched yesterday's replay, Molly talks about evergreen groups versus non-evergreen groups. So the pop-up groups expire, doesn't mean you delete them. You just remove the attendees, so then you create an evergreen environment. But go back and watch the replays of the different principles behind groups in general. You can have like 10 pop-up groups at one given time because of offers and things like that.
I have, when I first started this, and thank you for just making sure everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
When I first started this, I did a pop-up group every week for a while. I don't do that anymore because I've like built the system. Yeah, watch this. If you go to facebook.com, you won't be let in, but if you go to facebook.com/groups/ all of them were called live video masterclass. So look, like live video masterclass 23. I have like 20. Oh, shoot. Hold on, watch. We're going to find another one. I have literally like 20 different live video masterclass pop-up groups. These are all pop-up groups that expired. Wow. So I mean, this is bananas awesome. So this is our free big evergreen group, what Paulson's talking about. And then what we're teaching today is how to use our pop-up groups, which expire. So there's two totally different strategies. We're just focused on the smaller pop-up group strategy today that leads to sales. So, great. And if you want access to the replays, maybe we can share. I don't think we shared that link yet. Paulson, can you share that link?
We did earlier.
Okay, if we can.
It's basically, I believe it's highlevel.com/Molly Mahoney replays. We'll add that. I'm pretty sure it's there. Yeah, we'll add it to the comments.
Okay, great. So in here, you're going to go to new post. This may seem counterintuitive. So this is like really sneaky and amazing. New post. Now in here, you can create a post, upload from a CSV, create it with AI, bring it in through an RSS feed, bring in reviews from like your Google business. But watch what I created for you here. In this snapshot, when you install this, you go to Social Planner Templates. There are all of these templates that you get access to with high level. Yeah. Like in all different niches. It's bananas.
Yeah, usually once a quarter, our marketing team goes through and just adds more to it. Like we want to get to a role, there's like 1,000 templates in every area for every type of marketer out there.
And then what's even cooler is that if you have an agency level account, so that's the $297 or $497 account, look at this. High level doesn't just have my big old cheesy face in all of their templates. I added these templates for you. So when you go here, you click on this. They don't have images because we're really big about positioning you as the face of your brand. And you saw, like, this one doesn't use an image. It's just very basic. The goal is to make all of this feel very organic, because it is. You can install all of these templates. So you click on that little thing right there. Then you're going to click continue. And Andy, this is where I may need a little bit of your support. I don't know if you can help me with this. Okay, so you're going to click on template here. Now, yesterday I showed you how to schedule out templates. I also told you that my amazing team who's here, Stephanie, Liz, Kendra, Casey, I love you. Emma builds out all of our stuff behind the scenes inside High Level. Kendra is the one who schedules our posts. So I hadn't done this really as deeply as I had until yesterday. But now you can see I've imported all of these posts because I've done this a couple times in here. So hopefully I didn't add all these to your snapshot. You may already have this. I may have messed that up, but it's okay. If you did, you just have lots of awesome posts. Okay, so let's say I want to actually schedule this. I'm going to click, it's the GHL pop posts, right? I'm going to click schedule socials. I'm going to pick which account I want this to go on to. I've already connected it to my Facebook page. You would have it connected to your Facebook group. So let's say I go here. I'm not going to do that one because I don't think it's actually there. Okay. So I didn't connect my group yet, but you'd connect it to your group. And then you're going to decide when you want to schedule these. So let's say, depending on when your masterclass is, you're going to schedule these on Thursday. That would be your welcome post. You're going to schedule Friday, Saturday. Right. Is this right? Am I doing this right so far, Andy?
Yep, you're exactly doing it right. And you can also pick with the drop down right underneath how many posts throughout the day are going to be spread out throughout the day that you're going to be posting. And then, so if you were going to do 2 or 3 for the day, and then after that, you can choose the time frame, your normal work day, or if you want to do it earlier or something like that, when you want it to go out. And then you would just click the blue schedule posts underneath.
Great. Okay, awesome. So, and it looks like I didn't mess it up. So thank you, Terry. Okay, then you're going to go to schedule posts. And now, once it does this, it is actually scheduling them. Now, I've already done this. I did this yesterday. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you review. What'd you say?
Just be aware when you're using the social planners, guys, there's certain actions that cannot be undone because it's gone to the World Wide Web. We can't take it back once it's posted. So have like a Q&A system of some kind that allows you or your client, someone to approve things and stuff like that. Be a bit more cautious. Once you get used to this, you'll just keep running. Then that's when mistakes happen. Just FYI, that's I guess that goes across all marketing.
Totally.
And you know what, just if I could just make a little point on that, Nuno and I have our own internal checklist. Just make one for yourself. Literally write it out with a pen and a piece of paper. I can't tell you how many times that's saved us. Sorry, Molly. I apologize.
So agreed. Like SOPs. And so I just refreshed just to see what would happen when I refresh. And what I'm going to get to is this has recent posts, all posts, so I can see everything that's here. And I've been kind of playing around in here. Scheduled posts, or the posts that are in draft. So I'm going to go over to, where are the ones that I just did?
Under CSV, I believe you had them.
Even though I loaded them in there. Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. So I didn't actually load them via CSV. I pulled that template in, but they're going to show up in the same place. So see how this, now it says review and schedule. So they haven't posted yet. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to review and schedule this. Now, do you see how this has the date here? Andy, can I customize this date in here?
You know what? I believe it's already broken out. So you can't come back. I think it's already been sent up to them. So I don't believe you can change it. I do think you could change the order. I'm pretty sure you can change the order, but you can't change the space differential.
Okay, so on this page, you can't change it, but when we get to the planner, because we changed it on the planner yesterday, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Because this piece, I just want to make sure you guys see exactly how it works, because this may feel a little different if you're using Hootsuite or something else. So these are all, these are not actually no, they are in the right order. So notice this, it's welcome. This is the welcome post. It's scheduled for February 2nd. This is all these different things are all scheduled like in order here, right? But look at this. This is not the right order. We're closing. That needs to be at the end. So you're just going to drag that, go right here. Can we drag it? Let's see. Oh, this is how you edit it. Amazing. Look at us figuring things
That's how
out.
you edit it.
Okay, great. So when I clicked on, you couldn't drag it, but when you clicked on that, and remember, I didn't actually do this, this part. So in order to use templates, it may be dependent on what your person let you actually do when you signed up for high level. Because I allow templates for our accounts. If your agency owner didn't allow templates, you may not be able to see them. So I wasn't going to do this, but if that's the case, would you guys like it if I gave you a Google Doc with these?
Yeah. The other thing is like there will be scenarios where high level will hurt your feelings. And I promise you, we're not meaning to, but usually it's something inside the setup that didn't work, or there's some kind of
Okay.
cadences that you're not aware of, like the scheduling. Like this list of scheduling, I think because you've already posted and locked it out, you probably can't edit it once it's
No,
already
it looks
there.
like I can. I can edit it.
You
But
can
so
edit the
any,
post, but I don't think you can edit the timing of when it goes out,
no, I
right?
can watch.
Oh, you could. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So if I
And
know
what
my masterclass is going to start, look down here. You can change it right here.
Oh, that must be an update. Cool.
So actually I was just going to bring that up. Previously that wasn't there. So the good thing about high level, so I got to embarrass myself a little bit there. The good thing about high level is they are constantly adding new tools and new parts. If you are like, I wonder why they don't have this little thing like scheduling a different time, it's because they're probably working on it and they're literally continuously rolling out with new features all the time. You may make a video, an SOP for yourself, and then literally, this has happened to us many times, 2 weeks later, have to remake that SOP because something has changed, for usually for the benefit.
Yeah, and to add to that, like that's one thing that you all need to know is consider us as high level to be your development arm. And that's just the way we think about it. We're a product-led company. And every single week, typically, we roll out like 20 new features every single week.
Exactly.
Every single week, and it's improvements on old ones, brand new ones that are getting launched. There's a nonstop lane of development. Like, anyways, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Thank you, Andy.
Okay. And if for some, it looks like a lot of people are having a hard time seeing those social posts, know that that's like the simplest part of this whole thing. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to make it even better. I'm going to take these posts and I'm going to put them into a CSV for you so that you can upload them via CSV to schedule them.
Okay,
So
awesome.
if you were on the training yesterday, you would have seen that I created an example document for you. And so let me just, Paulson, do you think I should walk through how they would upload the CSV now? Is that helpful, or should I continue
I
on?
don't think so because we covered it yesterday. So
Okay,
go,
great.
I would say watch the replay real quick. It's not
Awesome.
too complicated. Yeah, you
So
just need to know the formatting. That's
yeah,
it.
so basically I'm going to, in this document that I'm going to give you, I will give you a spreadsheet that you can use. You can load it into your high level account so that you can put all these in there. And then I am going to show you really quickly how to schedule these on a specific date, because the way that you would do that, this is going to make it actually even easier. I thought the template thing would be so cool, but this will make it even easier because when you go to this spreadsheet, what you'll do is you'll just write the date that you want to schedule them on inside the spreadsheet. So it's going to make it even easier for you to customize it. You'll be able to come right in here. You'll be able to go right into that spreadsheet and type in the date of your masterclass. So I'm going to put all those posts in here. So like if this is the welcome post, right? This is the thing that we did yesterday. Let's just say this is like welcome post, whatever. Then right here, you would put the date of your masterclass when it's starting. So when you want these to be going out, and you'll see in the automation exactly when you want to schedule these out. Okay. So within there, again, if you already have these up in here, you'll just click right there, click on this guy, then click schedule post, and you can change the date of when this is going to go out. You can customize it all. It's really, really awesome. Cool. Is that amazing? Are we good?
Rocking,
We good?
rocking it. Yep.
Rocking it. Okay. So those are the posts that are going to go into your actual Facebook group. Remember, we talked about how are you actually going to get people to your group? That's a whole different thing. And we covered that on the other days. And if you need more support, we have resources for you, like inside the resources doc. My top 100 posts are in there. You can go study those. You know, we can play later and I can help you with that. Okay. We're actually going to skip automation for just 1 second. And I don't know if this is the exact order that Nuno gave, but we're going to go to sites next. Is that okay?
Well, actually, so the way we usually go, so we pipeline and then forms, calendars, funnels, so funnels, and then so you just go to straight to sites. Yeah, that should
Go
be
to
just
sites next. Okay.
yeah.
Also, while we're here really quick, we're going to come back to this. But just so you can see it's in here, I snuck you some really good templates for messages. So there's messenger templates. These are text templates or messenger templates. We'll come back to those, but know that all of those are there. We'll come back. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here to sites. Now, in this sites section, depending on what you've loaded, you actually are going to get unsubscribe, a full unsubscribe funnel. I'm not going to go into that. I just put it in there for compliance purposes. That is because of Andy and Nuno being awesome. So this is from them. And then this pop masterclass funnel is what we're going to focus on. Do we want to start there? Or do we want to start with forms?
Well, you know what? Before we go any further, so just understand that when you click on sites on the left-hand side, you're immediately working in the funnels. So I just don't want anyone to be confused. There are two different things in high level when you click sites that are displayed pages, which is funnels, and websites. But we are always comfortable first working on the things that go on the pages. So that's why we go with forms first.
Okay, cool. So you'll see up here at the very top, when you're in the sites section, this is the funnel section is basically like ClickFunnels or lead pages, right? So you're going to get access to everything that you need to build out for these funnels. The website section, we're not going to talk about today, but if you wanted to do a full website, you could. The blog section, we're definitely not talking about, but if you wanted to do that, you could. All these things we're not talking about. Client portal, not doing any of that. We are going to go over forms and surveys. So for right now, we're not going to go over any of these other things like chat widgets, media, URL redirects, any of that. We're only going to focus on 3 things inside the site section: the funnels, the forms, because that's where people are going to give you their information, and the surveys, because I've given you an application in here. Okay, cool. So go on. Paulson, am I good to go to the forms?
We're good. We're good.
Okay. So Nuno or Andy, sorry, whichever one of you, maybe you could explain the difference between builder, analyze, and submissions. Can you guys see those? You can, right?
That's so again, really cool thing about what you can do. So you build a form, right? Make believe you have a lead form, or you're just generating leads, or you're trying to find out a little bit more information. What's really cool on those 3 little things, the form, the one we're in now,
right?
This is the one where we actually build the form. The great thing that I actually love about the form builder here, it's drag and drop. So you see the little plus sign on the left-hand side, all the way in your top left. Any elements that you want to add to a form, make believe you want to maybe collect somebody's address, or you want to put an image there, whatever else, everything is drag and drop, meaning you take from the left and you add to the right, and then you can even customize it further, and we'll show you how to do that in a second. But what's really cool is, what if you wanted to collect additional information on something you don't see? You can come in here and you can do custom fields. Well, I think your screen went a little dark.
Sorry,
there,
I messed up. Sorry, continue.
So for instance, if Molly clicks on any of the things that we dragged in, you're going to be able to see that you can customize a little bit. Now, honestly, I would never mess with this unless you know what you're doing. Maybe changing like the placeholder name and the required field. Other than that, if you change anything in the query key or the short label, things get a little funky, so I wouldn't recommend it. But if you wanted to add a question that's not here because it's maybe something you want, all you got to do is go to custom field, all the way up on top. It's the second one there. Awesome. And here you add a custom field all the way at the bottom, and you can select from an array of things, everything from file downloads to asking for certain checkboxes, date pickers, you name it, you can put it in there.
Even a
We're not going to go into that fully, but it's a complete suite of like creating a form. And a new cool little feature, again, we're not going to get into it, but we just want to know the power of high level. Right next to that little tiny plus sign, Molly, all the way to your left. If you click on that, there is
Oh, we've actually done this, and I'm so stoked they just added this because we use it. It's so good.
So basically, conditional logic is if somebody answers a certain question, you can have certain things happen right afterwards. And what's really even cool now, make believe you're, it's a little tough for you in the automations and you're still learning, and you just want to be alerted when somebody gets a form. What you can do is there's a little bell icon, and this is also brand new. If you go to the little, right there, you can now send an autoresponder from when somebody automatically fills a form that you can quickly fill out. And you can also get an email notification of the actual form that somebody fills out. This is brand new. Again, you won't have to do this because we've done all this for you in the automation that you're about to receive, but just know that it exists for you. Now, if you come back out of here, if you come back out of here real quick,
Yeah.
and we go into the analyze, what's really cool about this is, yeah, you can proceed because we didn't save anything.
Okay, so up
On
at the
that
top, go to
forms,
the
if you go to
analyze.
analyze, it's going to give you, when you have it, a graph of how many people are coming in and out on a daily basis, on a weekly, on a monthly basis. So you can analyze how your forms are doing, and not one of your forms. You can do it by all of your forms. And what's really cool, if let's believe you have 10 forms and you want to see how all the forms are doing, there's little rows and basically a nice cool graph that shows how many forms and how many are doing what. And then the last one is submission. Is if you just want to check the submission and you want to download it, when you get a submission, the actual form will come up on the right-hand side, and you'll have a little download button for the PDF. So you have this for forms. Again, we created a form for you. You want to modify, you can go bananas in here. And then what's really cool is you also have surveys. We won't get into surveys today, but
I was thinking we were doing surveys, but we didn't actually do any surveys. So know that we're not going to do that. Good point.
yeah. So, but again, it works the same way. The cool thing about surveys, the difference between surveys and forms, is that surveys do one at a time, and they have a little bit more of a graphic kind of feel to it. Really, really cool once you get into it, but just know that it exists. Again,
So here's an example of a survey for us. So like this is, we have an offboarding survey. So when people are leaving, you know, let's say that their program ends or whatever, they complete this here and see how this is like step by step. It's actually modular so that it goes page to page to page to page to page. This is the difference between the surveys and the forms.
Can I add 2 notes in here? So
Yeah.
you need to think of this whole thing from a business hat as well, right? So this is the capture phase of your business. You're capturing the data of information that's coming into your business. You're using things like surveys and forms to segment their experience. And then you're going to park all that information inside what we call contacts or smart list. And the most important thing you want to do is when all this organic leads and data comes into your business, you need to segment by tagging. And that's so you can remarket to them later, throw them into a different experience. That's just the way you want to organize your database. And that's really the bigger context of the capture phase of the business. Just FYI.
And so that you can see it from the outside of like what the goal, what we're actually building here, this is what it's going to look like when they come to the actual page. You'll edit it, but it'll look like this. Our next masterclass date is this. Free training with Molly Mahoney. You'll change that to your name, right? We'll go over how to do all of this. When they register, okay, I was concerned about this. I don't think I included this silly little form on here. So we're missing one of the forms, which we're going to build together so you guys can see how to build the forms.
Yeah,
that's totally just add it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can add it, and we can also show you, just really quickly how to add that to the form. If you just click on that landing page right now.
Yeah, well, we need to add the form. I don't think is here.
Oh,
it is. That's what this is. Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so you're going to actually need to do this. We'll update the snapshot and I'll push the update to everybody, which is also another cool feature. So the way that we do this is on this page, what's going to happen is when they click register now, there will be a form here that they fill out. So we're going to go in and look at this T Masterclass registration. That is the template form. So when you come in here, this is how we have ours set up. So they put their name in, and you can see over here. Do you want to explain how this part works over here? Like what it's doing here?
So what it's doing there is you're giving it the label, whatever is the placeholder. The placeholder are the words that are inside the field. The short label is, I would leave the short label and the first name, unless you're a developer, I would leave those alone. Those are really meant for people who are doing high level, not the program, but the actual high level programming. That's for them. So we kind of leave that alone unless you're somebody working with an API. When you're doing the label and the placeholder, that's what's going to be there. Do you want to add anything?
Can you explain?
Yeah, like I said, honestly, don't touch it.
Okay, and the query key, explain the query key.
Don't touch it. Trust me, you'll save a lot of headaches later on. Don't touch it. That's one of the things, like the only thing I would do differently is I would just add a required, because I, no matter what, want to get people's first name, because a lot of our automations require a first name, doing that. And also, Molly, I don't think you actually did anything wrong, and the snapshot's not set up wrong. Sometimes tags, forms, and calendars sometimes get detached when they come in. So it's actually good that we show them how to put it in. So
Great.
it
Well, can I
happens
ask,
more
I have
often
one more
than not.
question on this. So when you're building out this form, and again, the reason this says T is because this is the template. So what you actually want to do is don't edit this template. Come in here. I'll save the template. But what you're going to do is you're going to go back out of here and you're going to go to this template. You're going to click on the right-hand side right there, and you're going to click duplicate. Now, then what you're going to do is you're going to name this based on the actual masterclass that you're doing, because for each new masterclass, you're going to want a new form. So
Correct.
I'm using the same naming convention. I'm going to call it Pop Masterclass Registration, and then I'm going to put the date. So for the purposes of this, let's say the masterclass is happening on 2/24/24. Okay, so that date in there is really important because that's how we're going to segment everything else that we're doing. So now I have this form. I'm going to come in here, and then can you show me, is the query information, this query key, is that where the custom fields or the custom values come in? Can you explain that?
It's what makes the custom fields. So
Great.
there's two things called custom fields and custom values. Custom fields are for the context. So when you fill information, the query here is going to save everything to the contact, which is custom fields. So custom values are account wide. Custom fields are strictly for the contact, like your customer.
And the query key will add it to which one?
Custom field.
Okay. So query key may seem really weird to you. Again, don't edit it. Just leave that there. We've set it up so that it adds to the custom field, meaning when we get to the email automations, it will automatically pull in their name from here. Okay. So, and this is the kind of stuff.
One thing I didn't mean to cut you off, Molly. One thing. So like literally last week, Sean did a Sean coming at you thing. And one of the cool things about forms and surveys is there are, I think now, hidden elements based on the experience. Like you can automate like the show hide fields of an experience. And Nuno or Andy, can y'all explain that real quick? Because it was like it was too complex for me.
Yeah, so basically you can, before, and I don't want to get too complex, this might derail us a little bit. So when it comes to forms, like for instance, if I was running, like say a Google ad and I want to collect like UTM parameters, all that means is I wanted to collect certain information from a link or from the page or from the user, but I can't actively collect it. I can add hidden fields now that will basically store all that information for me without having the customer filling anything out.
Okay, so this is
and
a really advanced thing. So if you're not advanced in your marketing tracking, just go la, 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 la. But if you are, listen to this, it's super cool. Anytime that I share my my application, notice at the end there's this little thing with the question mark, and then it says this little bit of code. That's the kind of thing that that Nuno's talking about. That right, Nuno?
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
And
exactly
this is
right.
like, and when you're an official real deal business, you want to track where people are coming from. So notice when I had people sign up for this workshop today, I actually had several different links. So like Facebook AI Pop was the link that I shared on Facebook. Oh, that one didn't do it. Then this one, if I go to IG, oh, maybe I didn't add it because it's not my website, but like, watch this, Facebook AIG. This is to our AI guide. Notice at the end here, it has FB at the end. So I know where you came from, fools. And by fools, I mean amazing humans.
So it's really cool. You would create a custom field named EL, and that would be the value that would be stored on the form, and the form will automatically pick that up. And then you can add that value to the contact. To Molly's point, now you know where the contact would have that custom value in there, so you could always know where the custom person came from. So, but that's
Okay,
what I'm
again, that's like
really
super,
cool
super advanced if you have a PhD in marketing. So don't worry about that. Yeah.
But Molly, why don't we go ahead and just add the form? Because again, a lot of people are going to get this and the form is probably not going to be connected. So if we just hit the back button.
Yeah.
You by this point would have made your copy of the form. You would have gone in there. We're going to go back to our site. So if we go all the way up and we hit to the funnels.
So yeah, you're going to click on the left-hand side. You're going to click on those funnels and you're going to go to the Pop Masterclass. And from there, you're going to click edit. Now, one of the cool things that you can do is that you can leave this page open next time, and there's a little drop down so you can edit in a secondary tab. Now, the way to get the pop-up to hit, to reveal itself so you can do the settings on it. By the way, what Molly just did is a really cool trick that everybody should be using. If you need to duplicate your screen, the tab on the top right-hand side, if you right-click on it, you can duplicate the screen that you're looking on just in case you want to have two.
That is $1 million tip, everybody.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's the sales stars. That's our favorite tip that you've taught us. So, just so you know.
So what she's going to do is she's going to choose the pop-up, which is yep, right there. She's going to click right on it.
So up on the left-hand side. And just to show you, when you click on this button, it's going to be like, wait, where do I actually add the form in? How do I get the form
Exactly.
there? So before you even get to that pop-up, I want to show you over here on the bottom. It is connected so that when they click this button, it opens a pop-up. Don't edit that because we've built it for you, but that's why this button is leading to a pop-up. Right here, the pop-up then has nothing connected.
Now, by the way, if this builder, you may have seen other builders and other things that might look a little bit more complex. This is all of it is meant to look very simple because these funnels are by far some of the fastest funnels and websites anywhere on the planet. Because everything in high level is built so lean, it doesn't add a lot of crap. Excuse me, sorry, I am from Jersey. It doesn't add a lot of extra code
Junk.
and so forth. Junk, thank you, junk, in order to make all your funnels and your websites extra fast. So it's a really cool feature. So anyway, you're going to click on the you don't have any forms yet box that you have over there. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to choose whichever form that you're going to be there. Now, if you notice, the title is already there. So sometimes what Nuno said is true. It doesn't completely connect. So we always do our QA. We always check that everything is in the right spot before we just launch something.
Yeah. This will happen in your automations too when we get to automations. So some of the tags might get disconnected. All that stuff happens. That's perfectly normal. Happens all the time. Just go in and all you got to do is just reconnect. That's all we're doing right now.
That's right.
Amazing.
So we're making sure our connections are right, and we're going to choose that Pop 2024 one right there, and it's going to display it in there. Now, this is really important though. Just because you think you're done, you're not done. You need to make sure what you're doing over on the right-hand side with the redirect action. This is by far one of the biggest mistakes we see people make. Now, usually you do want it to go to the next step, which is the thank you page.
And
But
wait,
sometimes,
really quick, what it means by next step, because that could be confusing because you're like, yeah, the next step. The next step is the way that it's listed out inside this little funnel builder thing here. So these are actually listed in order, but what we have on here, we have a landing page. We have a thank you page that only has your group link, which is if you want to send people to your group, but some of you may be a little more advanced and you actually want to send people to book a call. So if you wanted to actually send them to the thank you page with the calendar, you would want to change that because this isn't the next step. It's 2 steps ahead. Continue.
So you can go to the next step, or as Molly alluded to, if you click the drop down, after you create your domain, which is another discussion, after you create your domain and you get the link for that calendar page, you can choose go to website URL, or if you want to send them somewhere completely different, like another website where you have a thank you page built out, you could actually choose something completely.
You could send them to the Facebook group automatically.
Exactly.
Like maybe you don't even want to send them to a page. You just want to send them right to the group. You just put the group link here and we'll actually show you this. So like group / and then I'm going to type in my group link, elevate your, oops. Awesome. And now the redirect after they fill out this form, you can decide, is it going to open in a new tab or take them right there? I'm going to have it take them right there. Do I need to save this right here or do I just click away from it?
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to then click the black X in the top left-hand side, right-hand side, excuse me, of that box. Oh, no, not that one. That's the drawer. Go to the top right-hand corner again, underneath the word publish. And there you go. But the little black X that's on the form on the pop-up.
Yeah.
And you can close this. Now, by far, the most important thing that Nuno and I have been doing, me personally, 25 years, Nuno, at least that long, always be saving, ABS, always be saving. Even if you are like, oh, I'll just start working on my paragraph next. Don't save. Every step that you do along the way,
Now there's always ABP, which is now always be publishing.
Yeah, and then publishing by far.
So
Because
we learned.
after you saved, I was about to mention, after you saves, oh, no.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
On
okay.
Zoom, you guys, this is actually super important. On Zoom, we can't see the save and the publish button because our faces are blocking it. So right behind my face right now, there are two buttons. One says save and one says publish.
We see
This
we
is a
see
new
that.
change.
We see it. We see
Yeah,
it,
we see it.
actually.
Not on the live stream, they don't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we see it. We see it.
I'm watching on Facebook Live. They cannot see it on Facebook Live. So if you're in Zoom, you can see
Oh,
it. But if you're
yes,
watching
I
on
see what
Facebook
you're
Live,
talking
it is
about.
covered up.
Oh, you're
So-
right. You're right.
You guys, I'm a psycho ninja who has 12,000 tabs open and is monitoring 17 things at the same time.
Which also is maybe the only thing that would slow you down is if you have a million tabs open. Just letting you know.
One more thing I want to add here. There are features like sticky contact and duplicate contact. Whenever you have revisitation from similar prospects that come back to a funnel page, you can turn that on so they don't have to like manually populate the fields another time. So there are cool things like that you can go into and figure out. But that's a pretty big one too. Just FYI on forms and surveys.
Well,
Amazing. Okay, so the
Cool.
difference between save and publish, save saves it, correct me if I'm wrong, but save saves it internally and publish makes it public facing. Is that right?
That is what I understand.
Okay.
And this is important, especially when you have like multiple duplicate pages and you're working on duplicate browsers. Like it's easy to forget to save the right ones, just FYI.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
okay,
so-
let's
and
keep
then
going. Let's keep going.
one other thing that I know some people may think is tricky, and I didn't set this up in a way that it was going to hijack your page, but some people do. So watch this. When you hit save, notice it may be like stuck. Like, why isn't this really saving? Because this SEO metadata thing pops up over here. This is really important.
super important.
And I'm going to give you like a very ninja tip that is going to change your life forever. So if you're already feeling like your life has changed, I just want you to know that behind the scenes and everything that between me, Andy, Nuno, and Paulson, we've been doing this stuff for a really long time. It is very nuanced. It is impossible for me to give you all of the nuance magic to really make this work within just 3 days. But what I'm going to give you right now is like, full Harry Potter wizard style. So this metadata, what this is what people find. It says SEO metadata, right? So this is like what goes into the backside of the internet if people are searching for this page. So you would want to optimize this if you want people to find it, optimize it for keywords and all kinds of stuff there. The most important piece when it comes to what we're doing in this process is the title and the social image. Now, I used to have a template. This happened to some of our Sales Stars members. I had a template that had my social image on it. And the problem with that is if you don't change it, watch what happens. I'm going to go into this group, okay? And I'm going to just post something as a test. I'm going to post pay attention, like lean in, because this is really, really awesome. This is one of my masterclass registration pages. Look what happens. This pops up. It has the date and the time on it because we use that as the image. It says supercharge your social selling AI and automation. When I post this, that is now populated as a part of the post. The other thing that's really tricky with this, and that photo isn't actually optimized for it, right? Because it's cutting it off. But the other thing that's really tricky is when you send this as a message to someone in Facebook, if you don't update this, you may be sending the wrong image. You may be sending the wrong message, which is going to look bad for your branding. This is where it gets really, really important. Once you post this on social media, when you post it on Facebook, Facebook locks it in. So anytime I share that link again, it's going to have the original image that you posted it with. I'm going to tell you right now how to change this on Facebook, because as you update your masterclass and you don't need to create a new page. You can use that same page and just change the date and change the form. what that does is it builds the juice of that page in terms of retargeting. If you're using it for things like that, it makes it super streamlined with your automations and other things like that. All you're going to change is the form. You're not going to duplicate that page. We just update the dates and we change the form. The problem is when you share it on Facebook, it'll have the old version of that little image. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Facebook. You're going to go to the internet, just go to Google. Okay. And I'm going to show you this right now. This is a really big tip. It may be the craziest nugget so far. You're going to search for debugger. When you search debugger, you're going to pull up the Facebook debugger. Okay. You open the debugger and you type in your link. Watch this. HTTPS, whatever this link is. This link is old, but it's the one I have in my brain. So I'm going to share it. Actually, let's just do this. I'm going to share this link. Watch. When I click debug, it's this link actually forwards the same thing. It pulls up this image. If I change it on the form, I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to hit scrape again, and it will update it inside Facebook.
That is another $1 million thing. Seriously, I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my first time even knowing or learning how to fix that.
Because it's really bad when you send something in Messenger, and like, thanks to Cynthia again, the one I was shouting out earlier, because when we first shared our templates, I didn't realize that I had auto-populated the SEO metadata. And so she shared her link for her masterclass and it had my photo on it. And then we couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So that's how you fix it.
Can I share something here because it's very relevant to what you just said. So one of the things that I realized, and I'm not a techie, I'm not a wizard like all the smart people on this call, by the way. So when you have multiple Facebook groups, let's say you have one group number 1 through 4, and you create a post with links inside group number 1. If you just simply copy that post and just copy and paste it to another group, the original SEO data is basically getting crawled. Okay. So then when you look at the group number 2, 3, and 4, you'll see the formatting of all the links. It looks crazy. And you won't actually notice it as the original post person because the system
doesn't show up when you paste it, but it shows up on the other side. So all those weird links, so you've got to be careful that you keep things clean.
And it's very relevant because we're building a strategy around groups, right? So you have multiple groups, and SEO metadata is one of those issues that you'll come across link sharing.
Totally. Okay. Amazing. So this is all really detailed, and I hope that you're loving like how detailed we're getting with this, because it's awesome. So Andy and Nuno have to hop off. Andy and Nuno, thank you so much. We're so grateful for you.
Can we do one in the chat as a thank you and just an expression of gratefulness? Those guys are real business operators that don't have to jump into something like this. Thanks for showing up and helping us out here.
Well, we love the high-level community. We love Molly. We love you, Paulson. I got to tell you, it is an honor to have been here. And just so you know, I'll be back. I just have to run out and do something, a father thing, real quick.
Cool.
So I will be back. I'm just going to be going silent for a little bit, but thank you. We love this community. It's amazing. Thank you, Molly. As always, you're amazing.
Thank you. You're the best. All right, guys, are we ready to go on? If you're ready, share your best nugget below. We're going to go on. We're going to get to all the automations. We got so much to cover still. And again, remember, if you love the musical Shrek, you may know the importance of layers. So Shrek would say that we're building out an onion. I don't really like onions unless they're grilled. So I'm going to say that we are building out a parfait. So we're building out this business parfait. Really, I know that this may feel like a lot. One other little thing I'm going to share with you right now is if you already have, like, let's say you're using ConvertKit and you're like, Molly, I have an email list of 50,000 people. It's all seasoned. There's no way I'm going to switch over to this. I want you to know that you can switch, use everything else, and combine this with ConvertKit. So all you would have to do in that little form section is put the HTML code from your form. So know that this is customizable. I love that High Level does this so that you can use every feature if you want, or you can piecemeal the features together. And what you're going to notice is as you start to build out your parfait, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I do want to move everything here. But you don't need to do it all at once. You can move it piece by piece.
Can I share a little secret?
Sure.
Okay. So we have importers. What that means is like inside native high level, we used to have, we still do. We have the ClickFunnels importer. We rolled out
Oh
with
my
the
gosh, we didn't even share
Kajabi.
that. Can we
I
share that? Because
know.
it's like the craziest thing ever.
It's then we have the Kajabi importer that we just built literally like last week and it went live. And guess what? We're gonna build an importer for almost every platform on the planet, every one of them, including e-commerce, Shopify, Teachable, Active Campaign. We're on the verge of going on the offense, y'all, because we truly believe in the product and it's coming. We're coming. And I think that's exciting for high levelers in general because you can just click 2, 3 clicks and build and just import and a massive system over. And migration is not gonna be a long-term problem in general. So sit tight. It's a lot of work. We'll keep you posted. Look out for the Sean coming at you videos every single day.
And I'm not
Back to
I'm
you.
not gonna like completely veer us off and show how to do that, but I will just say,
Yeah,
like, if you have a ClickFunnels account and you want to move over a page into high level, all you have to do is paste the link and it will copy the entire page.
all your funnels, not just one.
Like it's cuckoo. It'll copy the whole thing.
And we're gonna build that kind of a system out with every platform on the
Amazing.
maybe not
Okay.
now all of it, but eventually for
It's
sure.
so cool. Okay. I'm going to go really quick through the rest of these pages. I'm not going to explain exactly how to customize every single one because it's all the same system, but I'm going to go really quick through the rest of these pages so we can get to the automations. Are you guys ready to see the automations in action? Because that's where like the real wild magic happens.
Let's
Okay. Give me
do
a
it.
ready in the chat. Give me a heart here on the Zoom screen. And it's really good. Okay. So when we're here, I'm just going to go back to this initial landing page that we were on. Okay. Now in here, excuse me, you then can come in and just click and type, change these things, click and type. As you are going in and filling all this out, switching this out, like you're going to click on this guy. When you click on it, over here is where you'll see the option to change. So like for an image, you scroll down over here. This is the image file. You just click on image and then you can either watch this bananas. You can either upload an image from a media library or you can create an image using AI. So if
That's
you have on your account, if
cool.
you have the AI content turned on, we have it turned on inside Star Funnels. Not all accounts have it, but if yours is turned on, watch this. I'm going to say, I want it to be like a banana phone.
And by the way, you can use multiple AI tools like ChatGPT, Jasper. You can pull in whatever you want, just FYI. Um, like it's pretty cool.
And you can do a number of variations. So I'm not going to go on exactly how to do this. I just want you to know it's possible that you can have AI right here. So sometimes I'll do it where it'll give me like 4 options. And then, okay, it doesn't really look like a phone, but you know how AI works,
The
right? So you can do it so
plantain.
it creates a bunch of different options. And I'm just being silly, but that is available to you. Or you can upload from your media library. So when you click on this, I have other things that are automatically here because all of these images were used as a part of this funnel. So you're going to get my logo and stuff like that. You don't obviously need that, but it was all a part of this funnel. You just go
Definitely use
here.
definitely use
Okay.
folders to organize all those things, guys.
I love it. So let's say I go here. This is like a random thing. I upload it. File not allowed. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I'm going to upload a file. I'm not going to worry about doing it. It'll work.
Okay, yeah,
Just
yeah.
upload the file. I pulled something that was on the internet, not on my computer. So upload it, and then it will actually, you just double click on it. Like, let's say I want to change it to this, and it puts it right there. Okay. Really, really easy, really, really cool. One thing that's super important on this is to make sure you check, this is the desktop mode. As a part of your system, make sure you check the mobile mode. This
Yeah.
may be a little big for what you want, so you may want to edit it. You may want to, like, depending on how long your title is, you would just click in here, you go over and you can customize all of these features, right? So you can customize all of this. You can make it a different size, different things like that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, how many of y'all are in this workshop and you're like a creative person? You're like a brand design, like, like if that is like a big deal to you and like design is really important, give me like a 1 in the chat Because one thing I can tell you is inside of high level, like we build a lot of stuff out with Adobe, and you can import a lot of those things. You can upload a lot of those things. So like, and if the system is customizable, there's custom CSS available to you, and you can do whatever you want and build cool things out. A little bit of a learning curve, but the drag and drop system will get you going, just FYI. But for those of you
Yeah.
that are very design centric and you're running a creative shop or you just genuinely love design, you can do so many cool things with the high level elements and features inside the funnels and websites. Just
Amazing.
FYI, yeah.
So cool. Okay, so there's also, if you're like a marketing cuckoo bird, know that you can do like A/B testing, all of that. We're not going to get into that today. If for
Yeah.
some reason you wanted this to connect to an actual product, you would set that up right here. This is where you would connect it to your product.
Yeah.
And when you're ready to publish, we're not going to do this, but you have to make sure that you have a domain attached. We have an onboarding system in our version of high level. I'm sure whatever you're using, there's an onboarding system there. If you're just signing up for the trial, you get an onboarding call, right?
Yep, yep. You can jump into a Zoom pod anytime you want to, regardless of where you are, and talk to a live agent. Another thing is like for all the marketing cuckoo people, like if you're into analytics, we have native analytics attached to all these things with your entire system, like not just funnels, but like pipelines, custom, like everything. So you can get really crazy with this, very similar to like Google Analytics and Hyros and stuff like that.
Seriously, amazing.
Yeah.
And then if you have a product, you would track the sales here. And then the settings is where you actually would connect it to a domain. So like I said, we're not going to do that today because that's more, foundational. You'll only have to connect those domains once, and then they'll show up right here. And then what'll happen is whatever that domain is. So like, let's say I'm using molly.live, which is like my main short link domain. The path, like the slug, you would add right here. And then if you're using any Facebook tracking or Hyros or whatever, you would put this here. All of these different things, that's how you would customize that. Again, we're not going to get deep into that. Cool?
Love it, love it. Okay, let's keep going. And I
Okay.
guess automations.
Yeah,
Is that
well, before we
what
get to
it? Okay.
automations, there's just 3 little things I need to show you. This is the thank you page that only has the group link. So if you're optimizing for the group, we're like, here, go to join the group, go to join the group. Super, super simple. Awesome. You could change this and say, go check your email for access to the group. But sometimes we just want to drive people to the group. I gave you another option, which is, if you remember yesterday when I said, what you do in your video is not as important as what happens around your video. This is what happens here. Now, I switched my masterclass to this strategy because my coach Ollie told me to do it. I booked 80 calls in 1 month because of this strategy. So what I did was I positioned a free call on the thank you page of the masterclass. For time, I'm not going to go too deep into how to set up the calendar, if that's okay, Paulson, because I really want
Yeah,
to get to
yeah.
the automations.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
okay, we've added a calendar here for you. It's all built in there.
Yeah.
And then the final one that we have here is, if you go to this one, this is what you're going to be using at the end after people go to your masterclass. If you want to send them to an application, this is that application that I mentioned earlier in the forms section. You can customize it however you want. One thing I want to keep in mind that I did not include for you here is I did not include a thank you page because I don't know what you want to do after the application. My thank you page says, send Molly a message on her personal Facebook profile, which is probably not what yours is going to say.
Yeah.
But that's how I
Mine,
optimize it.
yeah, like different scenarios will come up. Like my 5-day challenge, my thank you page says, make sure you go inside the group and do an intro post. And I have a video with it. And but then
Awesome.
we install a ton of pixels in all these steps so we can track and retarget people that go
And
through it with paid ads.
And so that's exactly why we don't just send straight to the group here. We have a page that says to the group so that we can track who actually has hit that thank you page for retargeting and things like that too. And I just want to say, like, if this is your first time, or actually, okay, if this is your first time ever being on a training with me, will you just type new in the chat? Like, not today, but I mean, like, for these 3 days, if this is your first time, type new in the chat wherever you're watching. And if you have been on trainings with me in the past, will you just say like, OG, say OG, okay? Like you're an original gangsta and a prepared performer. Because I do think that for some of you, if you are OGs with us, you may not have realized how much I know about all this crazy stuff. Because when I'm doing my videos, I often, there's a lot that I don't know. That's why I bring on smart people to help me. But when I'm doing my videos, I often focus more on like how to show up on camera and how to do the content side of things. This is the system that I'm talking about. When you've heard me say, if you have great content, but you don't have a sales system behind the scenes, I'm showing you the behind the scenes. It's a lot that we are covering. So if you are loving it, give me a little heart here on Zoom, because we're about to take it to even one step further and your mind is going to be blown.
And feel free to also type in hashtag nausea if you're just like, this is a lot. And even I've learned some new things here today, and I've done a lot of these trainings. So like every single week there's new stuff coming out. Like it's impossible for us to build a high level course because Sean keeps coming at you live with new features every single week, and it's just like everything gets outdated in like 3 days. But
And this
anyways,
is why it's important to work with people who are staying on top of those changes. So like, this is one of the reasons why I hired Andy and Nuno. They run a call for our team not our team and our clients every single Friday,
oh,
because
cool.
I want to make sure that I'm learning from people who are really staying on top of it. This is the same thing with social media. Like if you're an early adopter, you're obsessed with the new things. Same thing with AI. If you're an early adopter, you're obsessed with those new things, which is going to help you stay ahead of the curve. Find yourself a mentor who can keep you up to date. Get involved with other people in a community, because otherwise you're not going to have any time left to actually run your business because you're going to be so worried keeping up with all the changes. So just a little note there. Okay, we're going to jump into the automations. Are you ready for this?
Let's go.
Give me a let's go in the chat. Okay. So over on the left-hand side, you will see this glorious tab, which is called automation. Da, 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 da. Okay, awesome. Now I see people in the chat saying a basics course would greatly help. So I do want to remind you that part of the resources we're giving you, I'm giving you a little basics course on getting started with the integrations between High Level and the other platforms. And High Level has so many trainings and things like that. So make sure that you go to the resources that we're sharing with you, because today is the day that I told you we were going to go really deep. And we've got lots of different levels in here. So know that if you need those basics, we got you. Okay. Are we ready? I think we are. It's going to be so awesome. So in here, you're going to see there are some amazing folders. And these folders are for all of the different automations. So you can decide the order with which you want to set these up. If you don't have an unsubscribe funnel built out, one thing that I was confused by when I first came into High Level is that we have to actually, well, not actually even have to, we get to customize our own unsubscribe path. If you're using a tool that like MailChimp or something, like some old tool, you can't customize that. It's like you're going to get the little monkey and whatever they say. With this, we can actually customize it. So we've built this for you. Again, that's more of a basic feature. We can explain that to you later. Today, I'm going to go to the more advanced things because that's what you signed up for. But we gave you this unsubscribe thing here. And all it is when people click unsubscribe, these automations go in place. There's also an unsubscribe site they go to that says, hey, it looks like you want to unsubscribe. This is legally required. So we're not going to do it today, but make sure you go watch a training somewhere. We'll get you one. I'll add one into the thing on how to set that up. Okay, into the resources. What we're going to focus on today is not the text message best practices, but that's actually cool too. Because like if people reply with the word stop, then they'll stop. It'll add the stop feature. That's basic. Everybody has to have it. What we're going to cover are the masterclass automations and the appointment reminders if they book a call. We're going to start with the masterclass automations. And again, treat this like a parfait. Some of these things are optional. I really want you to decide what's the one thing that you're going to do as a gift to yourself from being here today. I'm wearing my something's about to happen shirt because magic is about to unlock. But if you try to do all of this at once, it's not going to work. You want to go step by step. Okay, so I'm going to click in here. And inside this folder, I have 7 different automations. We talked about them yesterday. We're actually going to dive in. The first is to get people to invite, like we're actually going to get people to register. We're going to invite them to register for our masterclass. We have emails and text messages set up in here. Then we're going to actually, once they've registered and they need to attend, we're going to send them to get them to actually show up to the masterclass. Because if people register but they don't actually attend, you're missing out. Then this is an optional workflow. If they click to engage with your masterclass, we're going to move them forward in that client journey pipeline. I made this one optional because you may be using a different tool to do this. Then we have masterclass follow-up emails. Now, yesterday when I was talking about this, I realized we didn't have follow-up text messages. So I've added as a bonus for you these text message things right here. So we've got the needs to attend emails, and then we have the needs to attend text messages. That's a little bonus I added at the bottom. Okay, we're in the follow-up emails. I did not add follow-up text messages because honestly, my hand started hurting and I had added so much for you. So I was like, you guys can do that on your own. Okay. Then, and I can't do all of this with my left hand. It's just too hard for me. Okay. Then once they've completed the application, they get added to the sales pipeline automatically. And finally in here, you'll see this one right here. Number 6 is if you are using our social CRM, which you can learn more about by going to molly.live/awesome. It's powered by Group Track, who is a sponsor at Level Up. They're amazing. We love Jenna. This is the webhook automation. Colleen built this for us as a member of, she was helping us with our team and helping with Group Track. She built this for us. I'm going to show you that at the very, 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 very end. Okay. Paulson, are we good to get started?
We're good to go. I appreciate you explaining each folder. And one thing I'm noticing that everybody should notice as well is the naming conventions of how you organize a folder. Very easy to get lost and lose all your automations in the thick of building out your automation trees, okay?
So if you're looking for anything in here and you have lots of other automations, you just come up, like I think Nuno and Andy shared earlier, you just search the word pop. When you do that, it's only going to bring up the things that have pop because this is the pop-up Facebook group. So we're popping. Okay.
Love it.
So this first, invite to register. In here, what you'll see is we actually have this entire magical workflow built out for you. So the way that these workflows work is there are, how many features would you say you could pull in here, Paulson?
I think it's like close to 500 or 600 conditional if then, like it's too much. I mean, remember the SEO guys and gals are totally different than the TikTok influencers. So our world of feature building is to cater to all different sorts of marketers. So like, honestly, you don't need all these features. You
But
just
some
need to
people
know
are like
what's
local businesses. Some people are
correct.
experts in whatever, you know, and this one is anyone, if you are someone who is building a community, we have streamlined these features. So you don't need all 500. I've done that work for you to streamline it.
Love it. Can
So,
you, is there a way for you to zoom the browser
oh
a
yeah.
little bigger? Because I know when we share this, it's a
Oh, here,
little,
I can do
oh,
it down
that's
here
perfect.
also.
That's actually, that made it bigger actually, whatever you just did. Oh,
Yeah.
120. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah.
Is that cool?
Awesome. Yay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah. So the way this is going to work, the first thing that we have to do inside these workflows is we have to set a trigger. This is how someone even gets added to this workflow in the first place. Now, this workflow is actually how you're going to invite people to this masterclass. Now, I just realized I meant to say something in the beginning. I have a client who is amazing. Her team member, Elle, is watching right now. Elle, if you're still watching, I meant to send you a message on Slack and I forgot. Know that. Elle, are you here? If you are, just say I'm here or raise your hand or something so I see you. I want to make sure that you know, like if you already have a masterclass system built out, so like Elle, I know we have ours built out in a slightly different place. This is going to be so good for you to see how you can customize the masterclass system you already have in place. So know that you can take this and make this your own. And this whole system we have in a snapshot. So if you joined us late, know that in the resources section for this whole workshop, you had to sign up for the workshop. We're emailing you all the resources. You will get all of this when you install the snapshot. So go back and watch the replay. We explained how to do all of that. Okay, because I know 3 hours is a long time. We're going to go probably a little more. We'll probably do 3.5 hours today. So know that. Okay. And I really love this question also. Right now, we are doing this via email. I am going to show you how to do this via text message. And then at the very end today, I'm going to show you how you can do this via Facebook Messenger and even Instagram Messenger. So know that we have 4 different ways that we can communicate with people.
You
It
could
is
even
awesome.
you could even do voice drops. You can do video texting. There's so many different mediums. You can WhatsApp. There's so many different
It's
ways to
crazy.
create messaging. But remember regulatory compliances, especially texting. There's a lot of sensitivity around it. If you don't know what you're doing, get help. Have like a mentor, someone that's going to guide you through. There's just regulations on how to handle communications to cold versus warm versus options. Like we're not going to get into all of that detail now, but just be aware of the type of messaging you're choosing, and and each country has its own regulations on SMS compliances and
So
what
work with an expert as you're setting this up. You know, it's like really,
facts.
really important.
Facts.
Okay. So, great. So the first thing, the way that we're going to start this trigger is we're going to add a tag to our contacts. I'll show you how to do that in a moment, but I'm going to walk through this whole entire workflow first. We're going to add a tag to our contacts. And notice when I use these brackets, that means you're going to edit it. So you're actually going to create a new tag that is pop. That's the naming convention we use. Pop date invite. Okay. And you're going to change the date for whatever it is. Then as you come down, you're going to go into this and you are going to edit this. Now, let me just show you one other thing. When you are creating this workflow, what you're going to actually do is watch this. I should have shown this first. You're going to go back into this home section. This masterclass automations, this is a template. So we're going to create a new folder, and unless they've changed it, you can't actually duplicate this folder. Hopefully that's coming soon. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the name of this folder, just copy this. You're going to make a new folder. You're going to name it. You're going to hit create. Now we've got 2 of these masterclass automations. This one, I should have named it something a little bit different so that it wasn't the template. So I'm actually going to rename it really quick. And this is going to be like whatever the date is. Right? So this is going to be a new one. I'm going to delete this from the account later so you don't accidentally get this. So this is going to be your new one. This one is going to be your template. This is the new one. Now I'm going to go into the template. I'm going to go to this first flow. I'm going to click right here. I'm going to duplicate this workflow and watch what happens. I'm going to duplicate this workflow. It's going to say this one here. I'm going to put the date at the end, right? I think we said 2/24/24 was what we were doing. And then that's going to be duplicated. Now I'm going to move this out of this folder and I'm going to move it into our new root folder, which is our new folder, which is going to be the new folder. This is how you're going to duplicate this entire system. Now you may be watching this and be like, oh my gosh, Molly, that took me 60 seconds. Do you know how long that would take you to build this whole entire thing? It would take you so long. So even though it took like 6 clicks, I just saved you so much time.
Absolutely. It's some of these things that we're sharing and building, like I've seen companies take months and months to build these things out at the finer details and the depth that it's at of what, Molly is sharing. So thank you for being so generous.
You're welcome. And like what you said, like someone charged $100,000 for this, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
like
crazy.
they were selling it to a franchise, like a bunch of snapshots, and that's the IP that the franchise needs to scale. I mean, it was insane.
It's wild. So, okay, now in here, and this is just one piece of your business, right? So if you want more help, I can help you with other things. You can pay me for other things, but I'm giving you this because I love high level. Okay. So in here, this is where we're going to add the tag. Then we're going to set our so once you add the tag, you're going to come in here and this is how you're going to add it. Do you see that this actually has the tag here? Now, this is also really important. I'm going to be really granular because I know some of you are new. When I choose this trigger, I could choose from a bunch of different things. It's already selected to use a tag as a trigger. Then, and this is something I wasn't fully aware of in the beginning, but this is really important. The workflow trigger name is extremely important. So you know what the heck you're doing, because you'll come in here, you'll stay up all night, like building out something awesome. And then tomorrow it's like you turned into a pumpkin and you can't remember what you actually built. So you've got to make sure that we change this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I'm going to make it pop to 2424 invite contact tag. I'm going to change this tag right here. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to type invite. I'm going to make it exactly the same. So I'm going to make this pop to 2424 invite. And then I'm going to click add new tag. Now this is customized for your business and your masterclass. In our Sales Stars program, we teach you to do a masterclass once a month. So if we've got Sales Stars members here, Glam members here, type fam in the chat, whether you're using a pop-up group or you're using LinkedIn, this is going to be really helpful for you. Okay, so now that tag is there, we're going to hit save trigger. Look at that. Now it's clear. It makes sense. That's so cool, right?
Love
okay,
it.
the next thing, and we haven't actually added that tag yet. So the only way that people are going to get in here is if we actually go to the contacts and we add that tag, which I'll show you how to do at the end. Okay, then we're going to set the start time for the masterclass date. Notice I gave you a little help here. I said select masterclass date. You're going to come in here, set event start time, set specific date and time. And then we're going to go here and we're going to go, I started it on a Saturday, random, but that's what I chose. Okay, I'm going to click to the side. I'm going to hit save action. That's done.
And you can assign a home time zone for every sub account or agency account, and that's what you're going to want to pay attention to. Like all of our high level accounts, like it's on PST California time, even though most of us are on CN, Texas time. Like I'm in Texas, our offices are in Texas, but when we originally built it out, it was PST timing. So now we know whenever we build out workflows, funnels, whatever, calendars, we go off of California time. Just little habits we have internally, and those are things that you are going to want to pay attention to. Otherwise, you'll have the wrong timeline starting and you're like, what, automations are not working, but it's because you have a home time zone that's not chosen correctly based on the function. Just quick nugget.
That is a really good point. Thank you, because I wouldn't have said that. So that's really important.
Yep.
Okay. Now, and also this is just the date, but we also need to select the time. I didn't do that. So in here, good thing you mentioned that, because down here at the bottom, this is set for 12 a.m. We don't want this to start at 12 a.m. And we're setting this for when the masterclass is, because all of these emails are going to be built based on that masterclass time. They're built backwards from it. So we're going to go in here. If my masterclass is at 10 a.m., we're going to make this 10 a.m. That is Pacific time, because that's the time zone that I've set this in. And I'm going to go up here. I'm actually going to add that so everyone on my team knows this is set based on 10 a.m. Right? Okay. And I'm going to actually just copy this because we're going to use this a bunch.
And then also, guys, gals, like, don't be afraid of workflows. Like, you can use that test workflow feature to kind of give you a lot of that, just to test things out. And you can see emails coming to you, text messages coming to you, and all that. Like, use the test workflow feature a lot. Like, I mean, it's one of my favorite things if I ever build anything out, which is almost never, but it is one of my favorite things.
I don't know if I've ever used that. So I'm so glad that you're here to point these things out to me.
Yeah, because like the formatting of an email, you may not pay attention. It may come out like in a weird way, and it's long and it's all over the place. Back in the day, when I say back in the day, 3 months ago, I don't think we had the email editor at the level that it's at today.
Definitely. When we first started, like you couldn't even see the stats.
Correct.
So, and the stats are all here available for you. So there's like so much that you can do with this.
Yeah.
Okay. So next we've got invite number 1. Now, this is for those of you that are in Sales Stars, you have, I'm just speaking to my people because I don't want to confuse them. You have something very similar to this and already in your Star Funnels account. And what I did is I copied it and I customized it so it's specifically geared for a Facebook group. We have another flow that we've given our members that was for a generic masterclass or webinar. This one is specifically for a Facebook group. I'm not going to go through every email because we don't have time, but I'm going to show you this first one and you're going to freak out. Look at this. So here, you can set your own from name. You can choose from the users on your account. So you go into user, whoever the users are, it'll pull in the from name if you're going to use that. I'm not going to do that. This is blank when you get it, right? But you would set that. And Andy is here. So Andy, correct me if I mess anything up.
So what we have here is, if you can actually, just to explain this a little deeper,
Yeah.
because I think this part's actually super, super important. If you hit the X on the custom value for a second, back out of this, and then you scroll up to the top of the automation. So you just hit cancel on that one. There we go. Awesome. So what you would do is to do a particular user, you would have you would add the ability, you would choose the user that it was originally going to, who would be assigned to. Now, because of the way this
And the
automation
user,
is,
sorry, really quick, the user is a team member on your high level account.
that's right. So if we want to do this really, really quick, it's a really quick way to add it, and you should all be able to do it. You can just hit the plus sign above the set the event start time. So the first one right there, we type in user in the search action and assign to user. From here, we can choose which user in the account, which team member in the account is going to get that email. So Molly's
That
gonna
is
choose,
cool.
yeah. And by the way, this can go to multiple people. So this can, like if you say you have 2-3 people who all need to be notified about this meeting, bang, you can do those
Okay,
three
wait,
people.
really quick though. These are the emails that we're sending out to the clients, right? So when
Right.
we assign that user, that is going to say who this is actually coming from.
Exactly.
Cool.
Now it's going to come who it's coming from, but it's also identifying who is the owner of this lead, of this person. So
Awesome.
if we click on the invite now that you were clicking on earlier, and we click on the little tag on the right hand side of that field, and then we choose user and then put the user first name, right? That's going to be the user who it's sending from Molly. Now, let's pretend she doesn't want it coming from Molly. She wants it coming from somebody else. If you could click on that tag again, all the way to the right, and sorry, she can hit back out of that. I apologize. I pressed the wrong thing. You can actually type in a different user here. I apologize. I said that wrong. So this can be deleted. Okay. And if you want it to be emailed from somebody else with the same email in the same email group that you're in, it can be andy@molly.com or anything like that.
Or I could I do like Magic Molly?
Well, theoretically, you absolutely could. It could be Molly the Magic Maker. Whatever you want it to be, you can put in there. And then the same thing for the from email, who the user is from that email. So she clicks on that and goes to user and then email, which is the fourth one down. That is going to bring the email of the user in, right? So she has the user, so she can put her first name back up there on the from name. And you can do either your full name or just your first name, right? That's going to give her full name. And then if you look down in here in the message where the subject is in the new training for contact name, that's going to have the contact who's come in, the actual name of that contact. So it'll be new training for Andy Klepner, because that's what I would have come in as. So you can put that contact information in and then also have it in the message.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool thing.
Okay. So I love all of this so much. I have one question about this just for newer people. If they don't set assign to user and they leave this blank, what happens?
Okay, that is a really, really good question. You should be doing it this way, but let's say you forgot, but you're the only one in your account. You're going to be fine. It's going to be the lead owner of the account, the lead person of the
main
account.
person of the account. Okay,
right.
Awesome.
But I always say 100%, don't skip this part. Super important, even if you're the only one in the account, because you're going to grow. You're going to be a big business one day.
Totally. Okay. We always want to be building our businesses as if we're going to sell them, whether or not we ever do. Okay. Now, when we get down in here, you're going to see these emails we've written for you to customize. So This one is about like sales stuff. If you're not actually building a business, you're going to want to customize this. So this says like last year I made one of the most profitable discoveries in my business to date. If you're a health coach, edit this. Last year I made one of the most powerful discoveries in my health to date. If you're selling tiki mugs, last year we stumbled across a hidden valley filled with gold. Whatever it is, customize this, okay?
So Molly, real quick, what's the difference between building email here versus the email editor? Like, what are your
Okay.
preferences? What's
So
the
yeah, and so
difference?
this is something we talked about a little bit yesterday. And again, we're going really granular right now before we go through everything because I want to give you all the details so you can use them on all of these emails. So there is another way to build out these emails for you. And we could have done it that way, but I'm going to tell you why we didn't. Notice that when you go in here, inside this workflow that we just duplicated, you can edit any of these emails. You can come in and let's say 1 month you're going to do a masterclass on tap dancing. The next month you're going to do a masterclass on singing. This way, you can duplicate and edit the title very easily. You don't have to go back and find somewhere else. You can just edit it right here within this whole thing. There is another way to do this, which is you could actually, so I'm just going to add, I'm going to get out of here for a second. We could have given you inside marketing, we could have given you an email template, which we didn't do because we want to make sure that you can edit them right in there. But I'm just going to do one as a test. Okay, so watch. I'm just going to create an email. I'm just going to go like, here's some text.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to
It's
edit this.
basically a more customizable email builder. You can take a look at it, play with it. It's got more features and elements that you can customize, and then you can pull that saved email within the workflow. Now, the only problem is you can't edit it if you're pulling it from the email templates,
So
right?
watch this. I'm going to actually take this. If you wanted to turn this into a template, and I could go in here and I could paste that whole email, right? Everything that I gave you in there.
Right,
I'm
you
going
can
to come.
paste it. Yeah, and you can have that thing at the top. And
Yes.
I'm sorry.
There, I'm going to change this, right? So I can make this all, this is all in the heading, whatever. I can make this all in here. Now, at this point, the one thing that I think is cool about this email editor is that it has, if it's turned on in your account, it has this AI feature. You may need, depending on how your account's set up, you may need to pay for tokens, but watch this. I could say, generate with AI, or watch, I'm even going to get better, right? Like I can go here and I can say, I can select this. I can come up to the AI section and I can say, improve writing. This is not built into those templates. I mean, sorry, this is a template. This is not built into the workflows.
And that AI thing is natively inside high level or
It's
on
natively inside high level. You just have to turn it on.
Cool.
Well, if the agency that you're working under has decided that they want to allow you to use it. So let me just be clear. And actually, for anyone who's running a SaaS business, this is what's really cool. Maybe you generate AI for people and you don't want them to have those tools because it's not in your business model. And your business model is you want to do the AI and that's the service that you're providing for them. You can shut that off in the back end. Another reason high level so cool, you can use all of it or you can use the parts that you need to use. That's really, really important.
Phew, like, yes, you can build an AI agency somehow.
Right. So,
and this is where it comes to that idea of like AI-ifying your sales also, because if you are built, like if you have an account that's the 297 or 497 account, you can go turn that on the back end. And then if you're an agency, you can decide, you could have one level of high level that you sell that doesn't have AI, and you can have one level of high level that you sell that does have AI. Now, we have a tool called AI-ify built into our high level. So for Star Funnels members, I'm giving you the AI. Not everybody has that turned on. You could charge extra for it, and you may need to go in and connect it to your API or pay for the tokens or whatever, but we're not going to get into that.
They didn't believe me. They didn't believe me when I said there's like 500-600 features to this.
I know. It's so cool.
Yeah, and like 25 growing weekly. Thanks so much.
Yeah, high level will hurt your feelings once in a while if things are not set up. But anyways,
Okay, now what's really cool though is the way that we built this. Like I said, my goal for this is to simplify things. If you want to make things a little more fancy and complicated, go use this. If you, and then let's say I save this as a template, okay, just to show you how it would work. What's going to happen is when I come in here, I could, and I'm going to cancel this, I could add an extra email, and I'm going to type email, right? I'm going to do send email, and then watch, I can select from the template. I can select that template. The problem is I didn't actually refresh it. I didn't refresh.
Right. So you would need to refresh the actual whole workflow to bring that in, because she built it while she had the workflow open. So she
Okay.
wouldn't actually see that until she actually refreshed her.
And is it helpful that we're doing this granular stuff here to show you what's possible? Like, just type helpful in the chat. If you want us to skip this kind of stuff and just cover this stuff, just say skip it. Tell me in the chat. Okay, but I'm going to show you for right now because I already told you I would. So I'm going to go send email. And then here, I'm going to go select template. This new template is here. Now, what's tricky, notice, and this is why we built it this way, because yesterday we talked about this, and this was something that I'm really appreciative of Andy and Nuno for, because they convinced me to make this change. Notice what happens. If we had built it this way, you wouldn't be able to edit that. You'd have to pop out of this builder, go into the emails, find this email, make the change, and then come back over here.
Exactly.
I don't want you to have to do that because I think there's more room for error with that. If you're advanced, you can do that in the future. But for most of us, we don't want to do that because it's just going to make things confusing. And what I would prefer to do is have you be able to go right in here, click, and be able to edit it right within the automation. So as soon as you finish editing this, and I've made it really clear, and Andy, I made one change that you may not like, but I did. I sometimes will use an email signature that's a custom value that you pull from within the back end of how you set your account up. I personally don't like to use pre-written email signatures for this because I want to customize it for each one. Sometimes my email signature, I'll be like, bibbity bobbity boop, let's do this, whatever, you know, so I change my signature. So if it's written like this, know that you need to come in and edit it. So all of these things, it's just Mad Lib style. And the really cool thing is, if you watched, like, I'm about to fully blow your mind. So you don't even need to do the, yeah, if you pick a template, Wanda, you will not see the email. It'll just tell you the title. But with this, it's going to give you the whole email. Now, we talked 2 days ago, Paulson, you said, Molly, what is the point of doing all of this AI branding? And we had some people who were like, let's get to the flows. Let's get to the flows. Let's get to the flows. Watch what's about to happen. You see this email right here? I just copied it. I'm going to open ChatGPT. I feel like I'm yelling, but it's just because I'm excited. Okay, I'm going to open ChatGPT. I'm going to go back to what we did on day one. And again, if you need help with doing this, like, I got you, but we went really fast. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go back to this chat, my GHL AI-ified chat. So this knows everything about my business. Watch. Rewrite this email. Position, all right. Rewrite this email so people sign up for the social selling masterclass. Get ready for it. Complete the, I'm going to say this, the little guys like that. Those are little parentheses. Based on the info you have above. Hey there, last year I stumbled upon a game changer in my business, surprisingly, while I was away for most of it. I achieved something I developed called the AI social selling, or called AI-ified social selling, a strategy that revolutionized my approach and results. Blah, blah, blah. This isn't your everyday strategy. I'm hosting a free training to unveil how to seamlessly integrate AI and social selling to enhance your engagement in sales while avoiding the common pitfalls. Intrigued? Join me this Thursday. This is for you if you want to harness the power of AI, streamline your marketing, achieve a work-life balance. There's no charge. You can register here. We'll dive into the fundamentals, strategies for automating, techniques. You guys, I didn't write any of this. It just did the whole entire thing. Also, I'll share how this led to significant business growth, something I'm eager to pass on to you. PPS, just to be clear, this journey involved letting go of traditional methods and fully embracing AI-ified selling within months.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Head blown.
Hashtag.
This is
You got to understand, for people who build for a living, who don't do words, like we specifically when we met Molly, we don't do it. Like we can do so many things. We don't do words. I can barely talk out of a box. This is like game changing for a business like ours.
Love it.
and here's the thing. If you don't get that other stuff in place ahead of time, it's not going to work. It's going to give you junk. So if you kind of like didn't really trust me on day one, and or some of you said like, oh, I did it, but it's not quite working, make sure that you get with somebody who can help you get that stuff into place. Like, this is why I'm willing to give you this for free, because I know some of you are going to be able to use it right away because you're clear. Those of you that aren't clear, I can help you get clear. Aaron just said chills. I love it. Amazing, right? Paulson, is that so cool?
Yeah, that's
awesome.
I don't even think people that are watching will understand, honestly, in depth of how cool it is until they actually build this thing out for themselves. And they see the interaction from their own customers. But so good.
And you know, these replays, you've ruined my family's Sunday, because I will be building all this out again and going through the replay. I'm constantly learning, even though I've been doing this forever. I'll be doing this on Sunday myself. So happy it's winter in New Jersey. It's nice and cold. There's a good reason to stay in.
Amazing. So good. So good. Okay. So as we go through this, and again, I'm being mindful of the time. I am going to say right now, like, would you guys like to do a Q&A tomorrow? Like, tell me, like, share, like, what should we have people share below in order to get access to a Q&A? I don't know.
We'll do a short Q&A today if you have time, Molly.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do a short Q&A and we'll rapid fire. But if you all want us to set up an extra bonus day call, like we'll start at 12 o'clock Eastern and do maybe an hour and a half and just do Q&A, give me a one in the chat. Based on your reply, I'm going to go back to the team and rebuild everything so we can have an extra day added to this workshop, which we almost never do. But the amount of details and depth that we're going into, I feel like it'll help. But at the same time, I also don't want to cause any extra nausea. So you tell us what you want. So I'm going off.
And I'm going to say also, just because, you know, I was talking to our Sales Stars members yesterday and I was like, you guys, what I'm doing on this is not what we teach to do. I'm giving away way more here than we usually teach to give away for free. So just know that we have a whole system that shows you exactly how to deliver the webinar in the masterclass. This is very different than what I teach. And I said to Paulson, I was like, I'm kind of nervous about this, but I am doubling down on the fact this year that it's one thing to have all of this built out. It's another to have an actual human being give you support and help you get it into place. So I would suggest that you put a 1 to get access to the Q&A. I also, if this has been valuable for you, it would so mean the world to me to go to that post on my personal profile. And we're still going to go about another 45 minutes. Paulson, are you good with that?
Oh, yeah. I'm
okay.
good. I'm good. Yeah.
Awesome. So I purposely scheduled an extra bit of time. I do have a client call, you know, a little bit later. Andy, if you have to hop off, I understand, but we're going to keep going. And I would just love it if you head to my personal profile and you commented on that post that I just put in the chat and shared like how this has been for you. If this is something that you're loving and you want other people to know how awesome this was, just head to that chat.
Yeah, also just a reminder, I'm hoping you guys will shoot like a quick story on your Instagram or Facebook and tag Molly, tag Andy, tag Nuno, and as well as High Level as well. Our teams are ready to reshare all over your socials as well.
I love it.
Okay.
So
yeah,
awesome.
And I'm here till 3:30, so I'm all good.
Oh my gosh, you're the best. Okay, we're so lucky. Yay. Okay, and I also just on Zoom, I know it may feel weird that we're like on Zoom and having the chat separately, but there's so many of you that I know. So like Flo, I'm so glad that you're here. And like Flo actually has our full Popup and Profit system. So like some of you have access to the full course where you get training videos on how we do all of this. Know that is something. Those of you that are in that system, you've never had this. You've only had Google Docs. So how stoked are you to be able to just plug this in? Because you've had to build everything out yourself before. Tanya, those of you, Wendy, it's so good to see you guys here on with us. And if you don't know, I sprained my tendon and my arm starts to like not be okay if I don't keep it above my head. So that's why I'm doing this like this. Yeah. So sorry, I look so weird. Okay. So we're going to move on back in here. Now, what's going to happen is, because we have set this so that it's based off of an end in mind, it's based off of an event start time. This first one is going to go out whenever you trigger this. So let's say you add the tag 2 weeks before the event. That first invite is going to go out. And then I just got a weird message on Zoom. Okay, that first invite is going to go out. Then the next email is not actually going to get triggered until 5 days before the event. So 5 days before the event, you can come in here. Notice it says wait until 5 days before. Andy and Nuno helped me change this. So those of you that are in Star Funnels, ours in Star Funnels is built a little bit differently. You're getting access to this one. Emma is adding it to each of your accounts today. This is a different change from the other flow that we used. In here, you can change it. If you want this to go out 7 days before, you can change it. Just make sure you change it here and you edit the action name so that they're reflected.
And
And
Molly,
that's so actually,
can you zoom to 120 real quick as well? Just
Oh, yeah.
thank you. Go ahead, Andy.
so actually this is Molly said something I don't know if everyone caught. She said, make sure you name it appropriately. Just because you're building this out, there will be other people coming in behind you. There will be other people working with you. You're going to forget what you did in a week or a month. So those action names are by far one of the most important things. Make sure you fill it out. I'm sending an email about blah. I am waiting 5 days before. It will save you like you would not believe.
Totally. And then I actually, Andy, I would love to know, like, this part, I wasn't 100% sure exactly what happens with this. So what we have right now is this says, if the timing of this wait step has already happened in the past, how should this contact proceed? So this means if someone gets added, like they register, they get added to this tag,
4
after
days
that
before.
first thing already happened, like what do we have set up here? I have it set to move to the next step. Is that right?
Right. So you haven't moved to the next step, which is totally fine, which means it's basically you're basically just sending it out. It's just moving it out. Now, this is really important because let's say that somebody comes in and registered for the event 4 days before. So this one's already gone out. We want to make sure that that person gets this email because there may be pertinent information, or we want to make the move. If you go to the next one, move to a specific step because maybe we don't want them to receive this because it's not going to make any sense. The email is not going to make any sense because it'd be like 5 days. I thought it was in 4 days. So we would have them go to a specific, we would have them go to a specific step from the dropdown. Again, if you click that, this is why writing it out is so
Oh my God, totally.
important.
Because all it says is an invite too. So like you may
Right.
want to be more
So
clear. And on the next one,
absolutely.
on the follow-up emails, I actually write what type of an email it is, not just that it's an invite. So that's a good point there. I love
Yeah.
that.
So you want to put the date of that invite. So invite 5 days before, invite 4 days before, or
Love
something
that.
like that, or skip all. Like maybe you just don't want somebody coming. Let's say it's after the event is start, but there's still some emails and stuff that you wanted to go out. You would skip all outbound communication actions till the next wait or the event start date action because you just want to skip it because
Okay.
maybe they're coming in on the day and they're registering on the day or something like that.
I love it. Okay, amazing. Thank you. So you're going to see, I'm not going to go through each of these, but we've got different invites that have different things. Like I figured out a new twist on blah, 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 blah. All that. There's all of these different emails here. They are all written for you. It is awesome. Amazing. Awesome. Amazing. Oh my gosh. So good. Now notice this is like step by step, how I big win. This is like about your big win, whatever it is. It's based on your thing, right? You can customize these however you want. Now, what I want you to notice is if someone is in this flow and they register, make sure you save however you adjusted each individual thing, like the actual action. And then make sure you also come up and save it up here. And then when you're ready for it to be live, make sure you publish it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Wait, do you have to click publish and then save?
Correct.
Ooh, okay, good. That little green dot is so helpful. Okay, so now this would be live so that when I want to add someone to this, what I would do is I would go back to my main dashboard and I'm going to go into my contacts. Now I'm in my contacts here, and this is not privacy mode. Okay. I'm in my contacts here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the top and I'm going to grab the filters, and I could filter by the people that I actually want to invite to this. I could filter by all of these different things. Now, I don't want to actually do that, but let's say I wanted to segment out a specific client. I would just go tag, and I could say anyone who has the tag, and I can select the tag here, buyer. Let's say I don't want to invite my paying members. I'd select that. Then I could even save that as a smart list so I could come back to it in the future. I'm going to call this buyer. Again, if you're feeling nauseous because this is so much, you're in the right spot. So now I've got this smart list of all the buyers. Now I don't have buyers in here because this is a test account. So you could do that though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here and I'm going to select everyone. Notice when I do this, it says 20 records because it's only selecting this page.
Nice.
This is very common. If in all these different tools, it works like this. I'm going to hit select all records. Okay. Now, not all of these records have email addresses. I can see here only some of them have email. So even if I add this tag to all of these people, it's only really going to send the emails to the people who have email addresses in here. So it's not psychic, even though it feels like it may be. It is kind of psychic because the reason these emails are here, do you know how these emails got in here? Because
pulled, right?
What?
You pulled from the socials?
No, because when someone messages, this is actually straight through high level. When someone messages you on Instagram or on Facebook with their email address, high level picks up on it and puts it in here.
Nice.
Wait a
That
minute.
is crazy.
Wait, I didn't know that. So if somebody has an Instagram account and they have a public profile and they have a common email out there, it'll just
No. It doesn't pull it. It doesn't scrape data. Look, in here, this guy sent us a message. Hello, amazing human. Oh, shoot. This doesn't really hide things. I thought it was actually going to hide this. How do I get that to go away? Okay, well, don't go email him. So in here, we said, tell us your email address.
Oh, so from the conversations, it's
Yeah,
pulled.
in the conversation.
Gotcha. Very
So if
cool.
you're a human being who says, hey, this is actually so cool. If you are using an automation or you have a team member who's in Instagram and says, hey, would you like to join us for our masterclass? And someone says, yeah, I'd love to. Great. Where can I email you information? They put their email address in there. Boom. They are put into your high level.
That's actually a new one I hadn't picked up on yet. That is really awesome. See,
There's no other way
even
that could have
I
happened
learn
because
new
it's the test
tricks.
account.
I love that.
There are
like-
levels to this. I'm telling you. I
Oh,
think
man.
I think it takes 6 months to really get good at high level. Like I'm saying
That being said, even though it does take 6 months, using this automation, this is a great entry point to then discover all the other tools.
Yeah.
And you could get this set up, I would say, within a couple of weeks if you don't know it at all. It would take you like a couple of weeks to really get in and just do this piece of it. To be like an expert, it would take you, I mean, you can go through, there's a certification, there's all kinds of things that you can do.
Yeah.
So, okay, are we ready? But watch what's going to happen. So we want to send this, we want to add this tag so we can add them to that workflow, right? Which I should unpublish. Let me actually make sure this is not published because I don't actually want to send this to people. Okay. I'm like causing all sorts of danger by doing this connected to my actual Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so in here, what happens is when I select all of my privacy mode. Okay, when I select these contacts, I'm going to select all of them, right? I'm going to select all these records. Now, again, I could segment by the people who I have email addresses for, but I'm going to select all of what?
Absolutely. I was just saying absolutely.
Okay. So then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add a tag. So all of these things up at the top are ways that I can add tags. I could also just add them to the workflow, which is cool. I don't even know if I realized that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the tag as the trigger. I go here. The tag is that tag that I just created, this POP 2024 invite.
That makes total sense. These are ways you can segment your database. So play through all of that. There's a lot more complexities there, just FYI.
And what Molly did, now that little robot dude, you can send your list, but then you didn't know what you sent them. So by Molly doing it through a tag trigger, what she's done is she's told her future self, hey, this person has been sent this invite. So that's why you don't want to, maybe for a one-off, you want to use that little robot person, but you really want to do the tag to thank your future self.
And I will say also, if you haven't picked up on it, I've been a little better than usual. I am extremely ADD. I am like a creative cuckoo bird who really just sings and dances for a living. And you may think that I do like marketing. The fact that and my team may be laughing right now because they know they have to like help me with this. But the fact that I can do these things where I'm taking notes and making these automations happen means any human can do it. Like, I really want you to know how possible it is for you. Andy, can you explain why we add this action? What this is right
Absolutely.
here?
For your future self. So just to be bluntly, you are saying what you've done when you did this thing. So you can check out the history and you can follow along in the history of what you've done and why you've done it. And maybe you also might have a partner that you're working with and you're explaining exactly the way that you're working and so forth. So you're just telling yourself, it's a little note.
And it's not only telling yourself, it's telling the rest of your team what happened. So sometimes
Exactly.
you'll see that you have things that are like, you're like, how did that actually happen? Well, you'll be able to see from this action. High level forces you to take notes, which I love. Okay, so watch what happens here. If I click add to this tag, right? I've added this tag to that whole workflow. Magic is happening behind the scenes. It takes a little while sometimes, like, it has to actually go through and do the things. But if I go like this and I refresh, now because what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this to add a little weight in here so you don't actually, I don't actually send this email to people. Watch this. I'm going to add a weight. Oh, shoot. I should have done that before it was published because now it's not going to work, right? I was going to try and actually show what happens when I put people through this.
Okay, so if you want to do it, so put in a weight of
Like 5 days or something.
yeah, put like 5 days.
Ah.
Yeah, right there, and then just do days. And that's just gonna,
I
you know
should
what?
have
That's
named
just
it.
gonna hold them, right? And we don't have the user in there anymore, but that's not that big of a deal. We took out that user one when we saved it earlier when we refreshed it.
Okay.
But we're waiting the 5 days, and the people are gonna be held here for 5 days time, like literally 5 days in time. So you can hit your and what's really cool about using a wait time, maybe you don't want to invite them immediately, but you want to get your work done earlier. So
Oh, you know what? Because I didn't actually save earlier, so this is actually going to work. So see how this, and I hope you guys who are watching this, I hope this is helpful for you, for me to show you what's going to happen when you make it live, because I think that's really important, because oftentimes people will just show you what to do and then they don't show you what's going to happen when you do it. So notice the way that I have this saved. It's saved with the other tag. It's not saved with the actual date tag because I didn't save it. So I'm going to save this like this. Watch what's going to happen. I'm going to save this one. It has the pop date invite tag. So now I'm going to go back to all my contacts, sorry. And I'm going to go in here. I'm actually going to do this with just the emails. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to add a filter. The filter is going to be email. So it's like people who have an email, and I'm going to do the email is not empty. This is going to segment out. It's going to be a very small list because I haven't actually built this. This is just because I connected it to my Instagram and my team has been talking to people. So in here, we can see I have 12 people who have given their email address, which is kind of what I would have expected. I'm going to save this as a smart list, which has email. Now, Andy, in the future, if people give me their email, will they be added to this smart list?
that is a great question. Yes, they will. And then one of the choices that you can make is as you're adding people, do you want them to be added to the workflow if they've been added to the list, added to the smart list? But right now, that's just another feature for people in the future. Maybe you don't want people added to a certain list. Anybody who's added as a tag can then become part of it. Absolutely.
Amazing.
And
Okay,
it'll
so
grow.
now this smart list, and if I want to change that in the future, I just go to manage smart lists. And you can see here, this has email. I can edit it. I can edit the name right there. And then there's one other thing that I think is super important, which is, when I go to the manage smart lists, how do I decide who gets access to it? This is
Right
it.
on those lines, Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
this
Right.
part
Those
I
lines
did
there.
not know this, and I think this is really important because I built a bunch of smart lists for my team, and then they didn't see them
Right.
because you have to go in here and set it. You have to select, if you have another user, you would select who you want to see this smart list.
And that's really important for if you have multiple salespeople who might not want to share their list, or they might want to group a very specific amount of people that are in their list in there.
Okay, awesome. So we're only on the first workflow, y'all, which I fully understand. And apparently I didn't realize how much magic I was giving you. So, but this is going to help you for everything else. The other ones will go more quickly. So I'm going to click on this. Now I've selected 12 people, right? I've selected those 12 people. I'm going to come up to these tags and yeah,
Molly, before you do that, did you publish your workflow?
I think I did. Let's actually look at it and see. Sorry.
You need to
Oh,
publish your.
no. Oh my gosh. I love you. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Publish and save. Thank you.
So again, we're always checking. We're always going back and forth before we do everything.
And I'm just going to refresh just to make sure. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay. So in here, now I've got this has email smart list selected. I'm going to select all of these people. Oh my gosh. And I keep showing people's information. Oh my gosh. Every time I refresh. Okay. I'm going to select all these people. And then I'm going to add a tag to all of them. Remember, the tag that I'm going to add is that pop date invite, because that's the tag that starts that workflow. Just to show you this, trigger pop date invite. The tag added is pop date invite. Okay, so that's what I'm going to select. Now, when I select this, I'm going to say that same thing I did before, like added pop. I'm going to be very clear. Pop. Oh my gosh. Pop. Dad jokes all around. Date.
I know myself. Sorry.
Invite. No, I'm with you. Okay. Then in here, I'm going to add this. I should say added tag, just to be very clear. Added tag, pop date invite. And then I'm going to hit add. And now watch what's going to happen. It's going to add all of those people. It's going to pull them into this workflow. Now, can we show everybody how we actually see where people are?
Sure.
We can, because we can go to enrollment history, right?
Yeah, we should refresh first.
And so James Slack Smith, you asked this question earlier in the chat. I saw it, and this is going to show you that right now.
So now before you do enrollment history, hit the builder. Do you see that there's 12 people?
That's what I
above
was
it?
actually looking
They're
for.
just sitting there. All right.
Can you
Okay, so-
go to 120 again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. That's why we have a whole team doing this.
Yeah, you'll
So
see
do
the
you
amount of
see
people pinned.
those 12 people are like hovering right here. Bloop, 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 bloop. Meaning we can now see, okay, that's cool. We can see that they're going to be added in 5 days. They're going to move to the next steps.
Yeah,
and then we'll be able to track whether they've delivered, opened, clicked, replied, bounced, or whatever. All of that shows up once you publish it.
Yeah, what we're showing here is a straight flow. What I mean by that is there are flows that you can build that says if this happens, that happens, where it's a yes or no as well. Where
And we
like
have one like that in here, so I'll show you that.
okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys good if we go on to the other flows? I just really wanted to show you like how do we get people in here?
How's everybody feeling? Like a lot of nausea barf bags, or it's like, oh, let's go more. Like where are we at? Give me a 1.
Or is it like you're on an awesome roller coaster?
I mean, you guys
like...
are going hard. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. I've been on these calls before, and you guys are going hard in this one. That's great. Really good.
I appreciate it. This is brutal, y'all. We're building out a business in lifetime. Like, I mean, it's just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of patience, a lot of confusion, a lot of excitement. At the same time, you're hitting a North Star that's going to really change the way you do things. So stay patient. If you need a bio break or whatever, like feel free to step out and come back in, like whatever you got to do. Replays are going to be on YouTube. Don't worry, we're going to do a Q&A. Just want to do a quick temperature check. You see, what's crazy is it feels like everybody's good, and there's like a couple of people that are like nauseating.
Like Greg, you are amazing. I know Greg is in our community. He's like, make me more sick.
Yeah, but it's good for you. Like we are building a business at the end of the day. But appreciate your patience, everybody.
If
Okay.
you're feeling, I always say, if you're feeling sickness while doing this stuff, it's growth. It's growth. This is growth. If you're feeling like, oh my God, just keep watching the video, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then when you get really good at it, you'll get anxiety because you're like, oh crap, I forgot all this and I'm publishing everything. And that's the second phase of growth. Like takes 2 months to get the anxiety phase, but
And then when you get to like the fifth stage, you're gonna be like, why is Molly going so slow? Okay. So I have one question before we move to the next workflow. So Jane Slacksmith has been playing, she's in our system and all of this. Here, is this new? The way that it says delivered, open, clicked, replied, and bounced right underneath it. Is that new? Because she said she usually
Relatively.
has to, what?
Yeah, that's relatively. That's a new feature. That was we opened that up and we discovered it. It was amazing. We were so happy to see it.
Amazing.
maybe like
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but
3 months
that's
in.
because that's because you're showing on the top left-hand corner the stats. If you
Oh
don't
my
want to
God.
see
Thank
those
you. I
numbers,
knew there was something that did that. Thank you, Andy.
no problem.
Jane,
So if you
right
just click
here,
that, it'll go away.
it
There
goes
you go.
away. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But you should
But
always have that on once you're public, because like you're
totally.
collecting
Yeah,
data. Yeah.
totally. The thing is, and that's what, we really didn't have this before, but we have that magnifying of the funnel. But also, if you look at some of the workflows that we've built or that have been built, you'll get some really wild and large workflows, and you need to kind of see the way the whole thing works. That's why that magnifying thing is so by far one of my favorite things there.
Yeah. So when I did a lot in ManyChat, like we would have things that are like a huge mind board that you would like zoom way
Exactly.
far in and way far out. And I have a different mouse that I'm using today. So I don't have usually I scroll in with like my trackpad, but I don't have that today. Okay, great. We're going to move to the next workflow. So that's just how to invite people. Then what's really cool, now I'm not actually going to go through and duplicate all of these because it'll take 6 clicks. For right now, I'm just going to go through the template. We're not going to customize each one anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that in this next one, once they register, look what happens. When they fill out that form and you get to come in and select which form it is. Remember, Nuno told us that sometimes the forms don't stay selected. So what you're going to do is you're going to change this and say form submitted, right? That's already in there. Leave that there.
Mhm.
Registration form submitted. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to grab this from where I copied it earlier. You're going to go in here and you're going to say form submitted, pop, and then you're going to paste that. So that you know when you save this trigger, it's actually going to show that. Oops, sorry. Then you got to select the form, which is awesome. Okay, then you're going to select the form, which would be form is select the 2024 one. So you're going to select the actual form you want to use. Save trigger. Now this is set so that when they select that exact form, they will be added a new tag, which is the pop date. You've got to edit this and make it the date for whatever pop one you're doing. They will be added as an opportunity in your pipeline. You got to come in here and select the pipeline. And because it's set actually to add them into the masterclass group pipeline as registered in that stage, you get to customize all of this. What do you want that to look like when they get added there? And then it's going to set the event start date time. So you need to select your webinar date again. And then here's the part I wanted to get to. It's going to remove them from the invite workflow and bring them to this new workflow.
Say that one more time, because that's a big step of this. You're exiting and entering people into different workflows. That's because on the conditions of how they're moving through your business or offers or whatever. Can you
And you
explain that
would,
one more time, Molly?
and if you had duplicated the workflow like I did, you would need to customize this to go to the most recent workflow. So this is where you're going to remove them from whatever that 224 workflow is. So you're going to update this for your new masterclass. Now, again, you may feel like, oh my gosh, this is so much to actually set up. And I just want to be clear with you. When we did not have automations like this, and to be totally honest, sometimes even still recently, because I get crazy and drive my team bananas, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change the top. I'm going to change everything. Just let's do it manually. What has to happen when we're doing it manually is that Liz or I have to go in and set up 17 different emails and schedule each one out automatically. Where instead we could come into a system like this, just update each of these steps, and it's going to take you way less time because you're going to take this and customize the template for yourself and then build it out for the future so that you can use it again and again and again. Questions? Do you think? Or are we okay? Is that good?
Yes. Yeah, that itself is its own masterclass. Like, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay.
We've got to get to
Okay.
Q&A at least a little bit today. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so you're going to go through, you're going to customize. So know that as you're going through all of this, you are going to go through and you're going to look at each step, click on it, customize it to make sure, like confirmation. Now, what's really cool, and I haven't shown you this part yet, but see how it says click here to access the group? This was the same thing on the invites. It said click here to register. Watch what happens. When I go up here and I click on this little guy right here, whoa, that's not a link. Mahoney, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's not a link. How do I fix this? Okay. What's happening right now? We use what's called a trigger link. So the trigger links are super cool because you only have to edit this in one place and then it will edit it anytime you click this little tag thing and select one of these trigger links. Facebook pop-up group link, giveaway post, objection squisher video, offer link, testimonial, and webinar registration page URL are all trigger links that we have created. They are purposely selected throughout all of these emails, so you only have to edit them in one place. This here, this new window, what you would do is you can decide, is it going to stay where it is or is it going to go to a new window? I always select new window for this and then save. Can I go show where to set up the trigger links? Is that okay?
I think that's perfectly fine. And remember, you can do multi-triggers and multi-tagging even with the same contact or event as well. That's just natively built in.
Where do I do that? What do you mean?
Like a contact can have multiple tags.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So someone can go through this masterclass like 15 times and it all can be happening. So when I go into my settings here, I'm actually going to go into, Andy, is it in marketing or is it in sites?
For the trigger links, you're
Yeah.
gonna go over. You're gonna go
Or is it
marketing.
in automation?
It's not automation.
I think
It's in
it's
Marketing.
marketing, yeah.
top
The
right
first
hand
thing I
corner.
said.
And links.
Okay, so inside marketing, you're going to go to trigger link and then links. And I've already auto-populated these links for you. Now, some of them I used with my Facebook group just to show you what it would look like. So what you would do is when you have your pop-up group link, you come in here, you edit it, and you go paste it right there.
Elevate your awesome.
Elevate your awesome is my Facebook group URL. You just replace that with yours. Meaning, if you were to do a masterclass every month on your checklist that you'll make for yourself, which I may be giving you, you would want to customize it to say update trigger links. And then save it. Okay. Now, and then these are all the different things. Now, if you're not using some of these, don't worry about it. You can just delete it from the email and customize the email. Sound good? Okay. So I'm not going to go through all of this. Just know I've given you one for the doors opening. I've given you one for a giveaway, which is also a social post. I've given you one for a 2-day reminder. I've given you one for a 45-minute reminder. I've given you one for a 15-minute reminder and live now. You can edit or delete any of these. At the end, it's going to wait 3 hours till after your event. And then it's going to add everyone to the follow-up emails. So I'm not going to save this because I don't want to edit it. Okay. Then it's going to add them into the follow-up emails. Now, we added this optional guy in here that is if they click on, if we add the tag that they've engaged, you can add that tag anywhere you want. This is kind of a little bonus. It can up them to the watched feature. That's something that we're going to be doing later. I'll show you how that works. Just know that that will actually move them through the pipeline. The next thing is the follow-up emails. So if they have registered and they got all those emails, they'll automatically be added here. So this is the follow-up. This is pushing to the replay and an application. Wait 1 day, push to the replay and an application or sales page. You can swap that out. Wait 1 day. This is push to a case study. So Sales Stars members, this is a new one for you. I've written out an email here that you can customize to do a case study. Remember, you can do this with AI if you have the right system. Okay, then the next one is push to an objection squisher. I wrote out an email that's going to be based on a why not belief. It's going to squish objections. The next one is wait 1 day, push to day before expiring. These are new bonuses. I wrote another one, which is, okay, this is different. So what I've done here is I've set the event time, because all of these were based on wait after they get added in here. Now, this last one, because I don't know how long you want to keep this thing up here. You get to customize this. Based on the expiration, we are now going to start sending these emails 12 hours before it expires. Push to a Q&A saying, hey, we're expiring today. 6 hours before it expires. Andy, we didn't talk about this, so I hope you think it's cool that I built this.
This is looking really good.
Okay, good. Yes, you guys, I passed the test. Okay, remember Paulson when I was like, I don't know how much we have to do in high level, but we do. Okay, then 6 hours until, this is going to say like, hey, it's expiring tonight. 3 hours until, and this email is like, yo, your final notice. This is, I always take a screenshot of the masterclass as if I'm going to delete it. I'm like, I hate deleting this, but it's limited, so it's got to go, fill it out. That's their final email. Crazy awesome. If this isn't worth signing up for high level, I don't know what the heck is. Okay. Then
I wish I would have gotten this one. I would have signed up for high level. Seriously.
I'm telling you, these, I don't want to stop. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Keep going. I can go till 12:45. So I can go, like, we're good. So the next thing that's going to happen here is once they've completed the application, they get added into this flow. The application is completed. It checks. Have they actually registered for this pop-up? And you can add multiple tags here. So this is because we have our applications a lot of different places. If they haven't registered for the pop-up group, then you're going to just send them here. You're going to send them a text message that says, hey, yo, we got your application. Then you're going to send them an email that's like, hey, tell me what you think. And there's a whole really good email that we send here that's like, we got your application, we're reviewing it. Here's things you need to know. It's all Mad Lib style. You guys, I built out the coolest thing in the whole entire world here. Okay, then if they were inside your pop-up group and they did have that tag, they would be removed from the follow-up workflow. They would be added to the stage in the sales pipeline, which is tracking in sales pipeline. So in your masterclass pipeline, they're going to get moved to tracking in sales pipeline automatically. And they're going to get moved into your sales pipeline into the completed application. If you were here in the beginning, this is really important. This is why Nuno had us go through that first, because now they're in our sales pipeline. The team knows who to follow up with. Magic.
The circle has been completed.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have completed the loops. That is the loop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now down here, SMS app received, same exact thing that was happening over there. Now you'll notice in the workflows I gave you earlier, we didn't have a lot of text messages because when you are using text messages with high level, you do have to pay for those text messages because it's connected either with Lead Connector or whatever, Twilio. You have to pay to send out text messages. So we made those optional. So what we have down here is I built out as an optional flow, I built out registered for masterclass needs to attend text messages. You can add whatever text messages you want. Just know the ones that I've added for you are down here. And this is all of the places where we're going to send a confirmation text. We're going to send them the doors are open text, SMS giveaway. All of these things are in here as text messages for you with custom values instead of those link triggers, because those don't work in here from what I can tell. Right, Andy?
That is correct.
Andy,
Okay.
I have a question for you just because I actually don't know. Is
Mhm.
there a way to send WhatsApp messages or social platform messages? Like if I want to message a prospect on Facebook or Instagram, can I do that through automations or no?
Okay, so you can message. I don't know about the social platforms. We haven't had a use case of that, and I know WhatsApp is just something new that's coming to high level. So we haven't experimented with that a lot, and I know it is an extra fee. So that's still honestly, I believe that thing is coming. I think we're just waiting for it.
Okay.
Okay,
All
can I
right.
show
Cool.
you?
Yes.
Paulson, you
Yes.
can do it. Do you want to
Oh, you
see how?
can? Oh,
Oh, oh,
Okay.
oh,
she
okay.
has the use
Okay.
case. So a
So
lot of
two
this
things.
stuff is discovered through use cases.
Totally. Okay, so two things. And again, if this is a lot, we've got you. We're going to stay on and do some questions because we're almost to the very end. And if you want access to this, just know when you registered, we're sending you the resources guide. So maybe our team can put the resources in the chat again. The link to the snapshot is in there. Now, when it comes to sending social messages, there's two things that are really important to keep in mind. Facebook, aka Meta, they have very specific rules around how often you are allowed to send a mass text message. At this point right now, if you want to send a mass message from your Facebook business page or a mass message from your Instagram, I'm not going to go into details, but because of compliance, you have to use what's called a one-time notification. It's basically like a token that people can sign up for to say, hey, Facebook, I'm giving Molly permission to message me en masse. As of right now, High Level doesn't have that capability. So we
Got it.
use, but it's coming because I've seen it on the thing. So that is going to be coming. That is, it's going through the API with the Facebook API. It's through your business page and your Instagram. Right now, we're using ManyChat for that, but eventually we would love to have the option to do this in High Level. What's really important to know though, so that's the first thing. The second thing is right now, Facebook has not opened up the possibility for third-party tools to access your personal messenger. I actually appreciate this because I think if everyone started scheduling posts on their personal profile or started, connecting their personal profile to like messenger bots, we would lose that human magic.
Mhm.
Because of that, this is why we use a third-party tool that integrates with High Level. So I'm going to do literally, I'm not going to spend any more than 3 minutes showing you this. And I have a whole course that I'm giving you for free on how to make that happen. It's in the resources. What it is we've created our own version of, and I'm going to go really, really quick through this. If you go to molly.live/awesome, this is back to that question that Kat asked earlier as well. On here. Oh, I didn't realize I was screen sharing. Okay, so this is what it is. I meant to like build up and then reveal the screen share, but here we are. Okay, so this is what it is. It's called, ours is called Social Stars. It's powered by Group Track. And I'm going to show you what this is. And I think you can get, I don't know if you can get a free trial or not there, but I'll figure that out. If you go to molly.live/awesome, it will take you right there. And it actually has the main pipelines that we teach. So I'm going to show you how this works. So, oh my gosh, Dawn is the best. Hooray. Thank you, Dawn. Okay, so Dawn is here. Now we'll be able to go to Dawn's, and when we look at Dawn's profile, you can see right here, this little tiny guy. This means that I'm using the Social Stars Group Track extension. Notice over here on the right-hand side, this says, boop, right here, I can pull up Dawn's information right there. So I'm going to email her if you want support because she's amazing. So I'm sure she's okay with this. Dawn, if you're still here, I love you. Dawn is legit and coaches like the most famous people you've ever heard of in your life. So she's like a coach for really high level business owners. She's amazing. When I go here, notice because Dawn has joined one of our groups and typed her email address in, it is showing us her email address here. Notice also that it is synced to High Level because we're using an integration with High Level. So if I want to send a mass message to the people who have joined a masterclass, we actually have the pipelines are matched with this.
Oh, wow.
So, and I've been using mine forever, but look at this. She is in our masterclass pipeline from September. All of this is communicated to High Level because of the integration.
This is truly the missing link. This is so freaking cool.
It is amazing.
And by
A
the
whole
way,
other, like, we have a
yeah,
whole other course on it, but I just want to show you
yeah.
what we've given you as a part of this snapshot, because inside here, what happens is you're going to use a webhook, and this is very advanced, but I gave it to you so that it made it easy for you. Inside here, you'll see, and shout out to Colleen, who's on the group track team, because she created this for us. This right here, this is your webhook workflow. What you do is when a trigger happens, which is a stage changes or a tag changes, you add your webhook right here. But to make it even cooler, I've given you custom values. I said I was saving this to the end because it's the most advanced thing that we're doing. I've given you custom values so you don't even have to mess with this. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to go down to the settings in here. You are going to go into the custom values in your settings, and you'll notice there is a custom value that is pop-up group webhook. You come in and you're going to, oops, not copy that. You're going to edit this, and you're going to grab the webhook from inside StarFunnels/group track. You're going to edit it, and you're going to paste that webhook right here. That is going to connect your pipeline, which means, y'all, I know everything about you when I'm on social, and I know where you are in my pipelines. When I'm in Messenger, I can see where you're at in my stages. I can go to my Facebook, I can add a tag that then is sent to high level that then sends you an email.
Yeah. Let me also add some context here. So group track
Before
is
we do that,
yeah.
I have to go. I'm so
Bye, Andy.
sorry.
Thank you.
This has been amazing.
Hey Andy,
See you
thanks for
guys.
being here, man. I appreciate you. Give us a one in the chat. As a thank you, everybody, to Andy and Nuno. I know Nuno had to jump off early. Thanks for being here, man.
And
Our pleasure.
thank you,
Our
Andy, so
pleasure.
much. And Paulson, before you give the context, if you're not wanting to add a third-party tool, the other way that you can do this, I'm going to show you like the manual way to do it, because it is possible to do it manually. You just have to do it one by one. You're not allowed to send mass messages. So you could have a team member, and we've set it up where you can do it so that a setter or a team member can come by and do this. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide the privacy, and I'm going to show you this little screen share thing right here. In here, you can actually, so I'm in Instagram DMs right here with this person, Gary. I go in here, I click on this little tiny insert template down here. Kat, we've got all of the templates created for you. So if you want to follow up and say, hey, did you join us in the masterclass? Here's the reminder. Are you still planning on joining us for the masterclass? The template is right there. The trigger link, everything is all automatically populated for you.
Love it. So those are things that you develop over time. Like just remember all these things that Molly's showing you. These are years of business practices that was built into automations. Like take your time, breathe. It's totally fine. Like you'll build slow as you go. Now, when it comes to third-party apps, APIs, and development contacts, if you go to developers.gohighlevel.com, there is hundreds and marketplace as well. There's hundreds and hundreds of apps very similar to things like Group Track, right? Shout out to the folks at Group Track. They do an amazing thing with what they do. But there are hundreds of other apps as well and integrations that you can bring into high level because we're very development friendly. So and you can build out one yourself as well if you feel like there's a solution that you want to bring out to the marketplace. And just so you know, go check those out. All of it is not
And
necessary
you can
for
connect them with
everybody.
Zapier. So like if you're
Yeah.
already using some sort of thing that's like a social CRM, there's a chance that they could have webhook integrations and build it out with Zapier and
Yeah.
all of that. Group Track is the only one that I've used just because I've known Jenna since I was 12. I helped her come up, like the strategy matches what we're talking about today. But you're totally right that there are loads of third-party integrations that can make things even more powerful.
Yeah, 1000%. And shout out to Jenna. I'm about to do a podcast with her pretty soon. So like
Yay.
she came to our conference. Great group of people doing some cool development. Okay. What else do we need to review or go through for day 3? This is essentially our final day, but tomorrow we'll looks like we're gonna have a Q&A. There's plenty of people saying yes.
Okay, good.
Q&A.
Awesome. So tomorrow that Q&A will happen at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to do it?
That is what we're gonna do it. That we're
Yay,
gonna do.
we're going to to do it.
And we'll
Show
do a
clapping on
Q&A
the
right now.
screen.
And we'll do a small Q&A right now so you don't have to drop off. But like, yeah, we'll rapid fire and do it.
Okay, and
And then
we're going to
tomorrow
go
will
through
be an
rapid fire.
extended.
There's just two more things I want to show you that you have access to. I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to show you that they're here.
Okay, awesome.
Inside of this, the resources, when you notice on this document, you're going to see all of these links here. So notice the one thing that I didn't actually cover with you is this pop-up masterclass checklist. I said I was going to save this for the end. You guys,
Love it.
you're probably going to cry when you see this. Everything you need to do. Remember when we said how important an SOP was?
Oh my gosh. You know what I would do if I were y'all is probably start like a ClickUp account if you don't have one, or use ClickUp. It's my favorite thing on earth. Grab this list and create your tasks in there, so then you can just go through with team members and VAs and everything, and timeline and deadline and everything.
And you actually could even create this, and maybe this is something I'll build for our members in the future. You could create this as a pipeline, because you could make a pipeline for your team that shows them what needs to be done, because you can build out a pipeline like a Trello board. The one thing that I didn't actually add in here, which going through this today has shown me that I should, I didn't add in here to make sure that you go in and update your tags and that kind of stuff, like duplicate, like install the pop snapshot. This is what you do for the first one. So like after this, it's like set the actual dates. Then the thing you would do after this is update tags and workflows, right? Tags, workflows, custom fields, all these things, custom values. Custom values, those would all go in here. So this is all what you need to do for this. Wild. Okay. Now, again, there is a very well-known social media influencer who said, we initially created this whole entire thing. It's adjusted a bunch, but we created this whole entire thing when we were customizing our system for Jeff Walker. This is different than what he does, because he does this, his launch system. This is based on our system. There's another very well-known social media influencer who said, Molly, I will buy that checklist from you. Can I just buy the checklist? So she bought just the checklist from me for $1,000. I then created a whole course around it. And so that we've sold for $2,000. I'm giving you guys this checklist if you've signed up with us for this thing, because I am so grateful for High Level. And I know if you're going to jump in and actually use this tool, it's going to be really helpful for you to have that. So that's one thing that we're giving you. And then we're going to go to questions as soon as I show you the other thing that we're giving you, which is this. Inside here, you'll see on the resources page, because this really, you're on the rocket ship, right? So it's like heavy and kind of complicated right now. Just know that you're getting all of this magic. You're going to get this pop-up checklist. If you didn't get the snapshot, it's right here. If you're in our program, Emma is going through and adding it for you today over the next couple of days, because we have about 100 people in there. And then this here, so this I just made, and I just want to be really clear of what this is. I pulled the trainings that we do for our team on how to use our Social Stars CRM. And when you go through here, you'll see it's totally free. The only way I could get access to it, it's just $0, but I didn't know how else to trigger it for you. It's a huge training on how to connect the Social Stars CRM and group track with High Level. So you're getting all that also, just so you know.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. So in the chat, I would love you to identify what is the one thing that you're going to put into action. And I'd love to do we can do about 15 minutes of Q&A.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah. So here's what I think would be the best thing to do so we can rapid fire. So I want everyone to go to High Level's public Facebook page. We're streaming there right now. And what I want you to do is type in live queue for live questions. So it's different than the other questions that are coming in while we're not.
Oh, thank you. That is good.
Right? So we're going to do live queue and type your question, and make sure your question is relevant to the workshop and things that we're talking about today. Don't ask questions about, how to integrate Twilio in South Africa. Like, that's not the focus of this workshop, which is a relevant question, but I'm just giving you an example. So type in live queue if you are watching live, and I want everyone to go to High Level's Facebook page, which is here, and that's where I'm going to field all the questions. And Molly, here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to do 30-second questions and 30-second answers, so we can
Okay,
get to
great. I got it. I got it.
many
That's good. I love it.
as many questions as we possibly can. Otherwise, I'm gonna be long-winded, and like my wife tells me, Paulson, it's long story short, not short story long. I love her to death. So okay, so let me look at the questions here and we'll rapid fire. Okay. Live queue. Okay, live queue. I'm seeing the questions come in. You know what? It's so much easier on my phone when I pull that up. And I'm gonna honor my own word by keeping my comments short. And I'm not gonna add to anything you're saying, so that way two people doesn't need to answer the same question. We can get through more questions.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Vance Page. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Everybody
I
ready?
am ready,
Okay.
ready, ready.
All right. 2:39. How long do you have? 15
I ha
minutes? 20 minutes?
yeah, 15 minutes.
Okay. So, okay, cool.
I just need to make sure that I end at like the final is 10 minutes to the hour because I do intermittent fasting and I actually haven't eaten anything today.
Oh
And
no,
I
me
have a
too.
call at the hour. So that's
Me
all.
too. Okay, okay. So we'll go. Let me go ahead and scroll
So
up.
that's only 10 minutes. We got it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
We can do
Yeah.
15. I'll end
Okay.
5 minutes to the hour. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Someone's asking LiveCube, you created content on Google Sheet. How can we add images and links in it?
Great. So inside high level, we actually are going to be giving you a spreadsheet. I haven't given this to you yet, but it's going to go into the resources document. And just to make sure everybody sees this, and I didn't actually cover this exactly, so I'm glad you're asking this question. Inside the spreadsheet, when you load things in, what you can do is you can add a link here. Now, you have to add a specific type of link to this file. So I don't believe you can add a Google Drive link. I think it needs to be something that's like hosted somewhere. Paulson, do you know the answer to that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think
So,
you can host it inside the high level libraries in the
oh,
media
that's great.
kit. The
That makes
media
perfect sense.
kit.
So you're just going to
Yeah.
grab the URL from when you load it into the high level library. So
Yeah.
if you go back to the training where we showed you how to load those things in, you would actually put the image here inside the spreadsheet. You put the link to the image. So, oh, sorry, this is the link. Then the image URL is where you put that link. If it's a GIF, you put the URL here. Video, you put the URL there. Next question.
Ernest is asking, will this ease my life and will I be able to work it? I have Groove and I can't.
Oh my gosh, you muted. Will this ease my life? Yes. For some reason, I can't hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you. What did it say? Will it ease my life and what?
Me? You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. You cut out for a second.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Ernest says, will this ease my life and will I be able to work it? I have Groove and I can't. I think Groove CRM is what she's thinking about.
Okay, yeah. So shout out to Mike Phil Same. He's a good friend and really, really awesome. Well, I bought it, but I never used it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
love
how to say
Mike,
it out
by
loud.
the way. Mike is a great guy. I love
He
him.
really is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a different tool, right? So I don't know all the details about Groove. What I do know is that high level, it like the team and the support system here is unmatched, like unmatched. So I don't know if you know, but when you're using high level through our account, we give you a separate chat where our team supports you. When you go through high level straight up, you get access to this Zoom thing where you can go on and chat with the developers. You can chat with the team, right? Maybe not the developers, but you chat with the team. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So we're
Uh,
here committed to helping you. And if you need any help on the strategy side, like I can help you with that. But if you have the regular version of high level, the team at high level is so awesome at helping you.
By the way, we have live Zoom pods across the entire company. So like you can talk to a live agent anytime and go to speakwith.us/success. It's our success team that fields the traffic that comes in and they'll kind of assign you to different people based on expertise. There's levels to it, like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experts. You'll get help and you'll get to literally talk to someone like in minutes, just
It's
FYI.
amazing.
And it's 24/7 across international as well. And then obviously Molly's team, like get into her groups. I mean, I'm telling you, there's a
I'm
huge
here.
there. Yeah. Okay, Vance Page, live queue. Can you explain what the subtle differences would be if you want to offer this masterclass offer with automations? I don't understand that question. So let me say that one more time. Can you explain what the subtle differences would be if you want to offer this masterclass with automations?
So these master classes have automation. Maybe if you don't want to do it in a Facebook group, you could just replace
Vance,
where
yeah, I'm sorry, Molly. Vance, can you rewrite your question? I'll come back to it. I don't want to waste time guessing what your question is.
okay.
Let's see. Live queue. We asked that one. Okay. Molly Fox. Hey, Molly. Molly's
Hey,
asking,
Molly.
how do you use this if you already connected to
Great.
another agency with
Yes.
Apple?
Okay. I know we covered this in the beginning, but just a quick reminder, you're going to go to, as long as you're here, right? We're giving you this resources file. In there, you'll find the snapshot link. If you're using this under someone else's account, you have to send the snapshot link to them and have them install it for you. So if you're not on the 297 plan or you're not on a 497 plan, and you're not signed up directly through High Level. So if you're like signed up, we have Star Funnels as our version. If you're signed up with Star Funnels, we have to add it for you. Someone in the chat earlier was like, you said I didn't need to have an agency account. Yeah, you don't, but you just have to have your agency add it for you.
Correct. Jesus is asking live queue. My question is somehow related. Is there a shortcut to translate a snapshot?
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, there is. So there are back to developers.gohighlevel.com. There are folks that develop translated language. So I think Spanish, French, German are all like relevant now. And then on top of that, 2024 for high level is all about internationalization. So we have a whole team of development that's going through and rebuilding all areas of high level to translate into different languages. Answer is yes. Stay tuned for direct parent development, but there are plenty of high levelers that translate high level already. I think Portuguese, Spanish, German, French are the common ones, but you need to go through developers marketplace and figure out what those APIs and integration third-party tools are, because then you can pull language. Plus you can,
That is so cool.
yep. Therese is asking live Q, what if a client already has a high level account from another agency? How do they get these snapshots? Well,
Same exact way.
same exact way. Either you need to be an admin or get the admin to allow you to do what you want to do. Let's see. Live Q Poet Woods is asking, so we can use tags to implement the butterfly method where subs can be immediately added as affiliates and high-level community members extra.
I don't know. Do you know that?
I don't know. What does he mean by butterfly method?
I think he means that like when you add a tag, someone automatically becomes an affiliate inside High Level. That may be an action. We could go in and look at that for tomorrow and find the answer for that tomorrow, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, the affiliate management. So there's a feature inside of High Level for affiliate management on its own. So
Yeah.
it replaces
I think he's
stuff
asking like, can you add a tag and then have them automatically become an affiliate? But I think someone needs, in order for someone to become an affiliate anywhere, they need to sign up for it.
Correct. Yeah, if they're already a customer of yours, you can assign them as an affiliate, yes. But they need to become a customer and be in your affiliate program. That's what it comes down to. Then you can obviously take a contact and turn them into an affiliate like from an assigning standpoint, yes, you can do that. But that's all done through our affiliate feature portal. There's like a whole
Which is not really what we're talking about today. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Correct. Yeah. So let's keep the questions relevant to the workshop, y'all.
But I think that's a good point, and it's really awesome. And so we'll look into it for tomorrow.
Yeah. Fabiola. So let's see. We have 3 more minutes. So let me rapid fire. Fabiola as asking live queue, how do I attach a tag as a person enters a funnel from paid ads or social media channels?
Ooh, I can show you that because that's actually built into the workflows. So let me pull this up and then we'll be able to see it there. Of course, I've started like doing magical things behind the scenes, which I shouldn't do. So let me get back to where I was. So basically what happens is, as you noticed on the workflow that we shared when they register, the first trigger is that they filled out that form. Okay, so the first trigger on that, and I'm going to screen share right now. The first trigger is that they filled out that form. The next action step after that, I cannot find Zoom, sorry. Okay, the next action step after that would be that they would be added to that tag would be added. So if we look in here, Masterclass automations, in here, you're going to see this registered for Masterclass. The trigger is registration form submitted. the first step right here is add tag pop-up date. So you want to do that. This is like a really important automation to add so that you can segment people by tags or do different things by tags. And then when you're inside the actual contacts, what's really cool is obviously you can do like what I shared earlier. I shared earlier about how, let's find someone that I'm going to find some, is there somebody that I know? I don't know. Okay. I was messaging this person earlier. So you can see down here that whatever their tags are will actually show up right here as well. So you'll be able to see like inside our account, there are people who have like hundreds of tags because they've done so much with us over the years. We can get really clear and segment based on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next
And
question.
there's a whole lot of depth there. You may want to go into it and understand how contact systems work and profile management works. And
Yeah.
you'll be able to tag all that and create activity logs and all that good stuff. Someone's asking, Jamie Baum's asking, where is the resources link? My chat was disabled for some reason. It's gohighlevel.com/Molly Mahoney resources. That's literally a customer facing Google Drive we built in at the high level departments, and that's for you as a participant of the workshop. And we'll build content in there. We'll add all the resources in there. There's Google Docs on all of that. You can get the
I'm going to be
snapshot
adding a
link.
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And keep in mind this group track course that I added in there is also new. It was something that was only client facing. And so I'm really customizing that like over the next few days. So just know that we're going to make it like super streamlined for you.
Awesome. So Molly, let's stop there. Can you share the trial link one time and share that slide and let everyone know real quick, we are doing a 30-day trial. That's not usual as part of the workshop. So if you don't have a high level account, you get all these resources that we're talking about, and you'll be able to download all these snapshots and have a great start to launching high level for you. So take advantage of that. If Molly, you can share your
I'm
screen
trying to
real
find
quick.
it now because I've done so many things here and I'm like multitasking, which I shouldn't be doing, but I've got so much
Well,
awesome
don't
to
worry,
share with you.
don't worry about it. We'll post the links on the
I got it.
of the trial. Okay, awesome. And
Okay.
then Molly, tomorrow we're gonna do a Q&A rapid fire style like this, right? For like an hour and a half, and we'll get through a lot more questions.
Yeah. And so tomorrow, while I'm pulling this up, I found it. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a rapid fire Q&A. I'm not going to be teaching anything new. We're going to be doing all kinds of questions. So whatever questions you have around this, just make sure you bring them. You're ready to go. And what we're going to do is we'll send you the information for that via email. So just make sure that you've registered for this. We're going to send the information via email. And I'm going to share this on the screen right now.
And by the way, this offer will expire as soon as we're done.
Okay. So tomorrow's the last day to get in on the 30-day trial.
That's it. Because one, we added an extra day. We had a lot of people sign up, and we usually don't do this. We're not a big fan of it. We're just doing it because we want to give away as much as we can to just get excitement going for the workshop. So take advantage of this. This is going to expire tomorrow as soon as we're done with the workshop Q&A. So this is your last opportunity to jump into it and grab all these things from Molly's team and everything. Now, obviously you can pay her directly and get it, but that's a whole different, realm of things, and that's not part of the high level offers. Just wanted to warn everybody at the same time, invite you and welcome you to the high level family. I know by the way, there's a ton of you that signed up. So appreciate you. If you're stuck, whatever, we'll help you. There's onboarding, kickoff, all that. Molly, I appreciate you jumping in again for this fantastic day 3. We went through so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Any final?
Hey, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm going to go message. I have a call that I'm supposed to be meeting with Justin Guarini tomorrow because we're launching a podcast, but Justin will be cool that I push it out so that we can do this Q&A. So everybody say, thank you, Justin. And I'm just so grateful. You guys, the one thing that I can ask is that you actually put this into action. So you may get stuck. And when you get stuck, reach out for help. We are here. If you get stuck on the strategy, like any step of the way, I would love to support you. So just let us know if you're stuck. Please show up tomorrow. We'll do about an hour and a half Q&A. And I'm going to hop to a client call right now. It's been so fun being here with you. Thank you. And don't forget, go to my personal profile. I'll pick the winner tomorrow of who's going to win that hour-long call. We'll do the nugget winners, all of that. Go share your best takeaways and we'll pick the winner there. Paulson, you're awesome.
See ya. Don't forget to grab lunch.
Thank you. I've got my husband already brought it here. It's sitting right here. Okay, bye.
All right, bye everybody.